Welcome to Through the Wire.
Through the wire.
We back at the end of the season, man. I cannot believe it. We're a week away from not really caring about the regular season no more. We're in the play-in, and things are great.
It is. I'm feeling good, too, because there was a time in the season where I didn't think my team was going to make the playoffs at all, honestly.
Still not technically.
You're right.
We still
Hold your
but
horses, Bucko.
the chances are looking a lot better, and the team is, too, so
Yeah.
I'm ready for it.
Nice way to make it about the Lakers 30 seconds into the episode. That's an all-time high. Be sure to leave a like on the episode. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're on the road to 500K. If you're listening on the audio platforms, 5 stars is appreciated. Come over to the YouTube channel and hit subscribe as well. Boom. Yesterday we had no games on.
Yeah, which
felt
was good
weird,
because
too.
we went to a baseball game.
Yeah.
We went to a baseball game. So
Yeah, it was.
we didn't need it to be on because by the time I got home, I was tired and I was exhausted. And I just wanted to watch more baseball. So
I feel that.
yeah, we had an NCAA game, and I was telling Mike before this on the behind the scenes that even when the game is kind of exciting or we're not, it's just not for me. It's not always what I want because I love the tournament when it's bussing, when it's 7 games on in one day, start at 12, end at 9. But the fact that UConn just smashed everybody that they played was also made that game a little bit melatonin-ish. So
You know what?
And the game we went to was melatonin-ish.
Yes.
So it's like you just got hit with double dose
man,
of
That's
melatonin.
not a new word.
Yeah. When it be coming to those later games in the postseason, I be feeling that too, because it's just like the games will be starting till 7, so it's that anticipation all day, which is kind of cool though too, because it's like you looking forward to it all day, but sometimes it's just like a blowout or just a bad game. It's like, man, I just wasted it. Like,
yeah.
it's just I got my hopes up for nothing.
That championship
But it also
game
could be
got
good.
0 seconds of watch time for me.
Yeah, I would say the same.
I forgot it was going on. Then I got an update, 36 to 20 and a half. I'm like, you know what? You got it. You got it. I'm good on it. You know what I'm saying? So,
The women's one was very fun.
yeah.
No,
The
that
women's
was
one was
actually
amazing.
Women's Finals 4 was elite.
It smashed the guys.
Yep.
It
And
smashed
a
the guys.
lot of records. I mean, it was
did,
like
yeah.
9.9 million concurrent views or
at
something like that.
2:30 in the evening time. So it's not a good spot to have sports. They killed it. Shout out to LSU and Angel Reese. Put on a show.
Too bad the conversations is not about the basketball, man. It's all
Yeah.
about the double standards and racism, and we got
It's crazy how much the internet exposes themselves.
for the
People on
first
internet just
for the
expose
first
them.
time we might have the loser go to the White House.
If I would accept that, I lost all respect.
And if
for the program.
LSU needs to decline it if Iowa is
So
accept
Angel
that
Reese
they're
said they're not going.
Yeah, I don't blame him. If you're gonna invite the loser, I no longer want to go. I don't care. I'm doing good. I've never been to the White House, and I'm still doing good. Why would I go now? Like,
Talk your shit.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. Why?
But the best part about it though is that Iowa will be back with Caitlin Clark next year.
Yeah.
Angel Reese is a sophomore. She wanted to remind everybody, so she's back for at least 2 more years. And Paige is coming back next season too. So
UConn, yeah.
the NCAA, however you want to word it, is about to be elite. And we locked in on the WNBA too because the Liberty look crazy. They just announced some new jerseys across the league with look kind of fire.
No, stay over there. You a Chicago Sky.
I am a Sky
Yeah.
fan.
New York Knicks, New York Liberty, baby.
Oh, now you just tying them together. Okay.
I mean, we got to go to a game.
For sure. I'm definitely taking Avery. If
Hey.
you want a +1 for sure, you can.
That's my new shit. Does that upset so many people?
Don't forget this one too.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of tweets about like Klay Thompson anytime the Warriors are down by
Yeah.
20.
Facts.
I
Facts.
seen that.
Facts.
Oh,
Yeah, that's just
man.
crazy how that shit went. I had put out a tweet and motherfuckers was calling me racist.
That's crazy. That is
Yeah,
wild.
Mike, it's the same face I made because I said folk.
White folks.
I know, but anytime I need to address white people, I will say white people or white folk. The same thing I would say, man, black people, we always late. I have no problem addressing whoever I need to address. I said folk because there was groups of people who I felt were being hypocrites.
Yeah.
My dad included. I was talking about my dad as well. My dad had a problem with Angela Reese doing it. I didn't tell you that. And then he was like,
that must be the older generation. Roscoe
but then,
had an issue with it too.
he changed it at the end. Right, you see? That's why I'm like, how y'all making it?
Did they not watch the previous round? Did they
Right.
not watch South Carolina versus
No,
Iowa?
they did.
But
Roscoe did. At least.
What I think is they love the Caitlin Clark story, rightfully so, and it didn't go their way, and now they were upset, which
Right.
is okay. And my dad later went back on like, man, once he saw that Caitlin Clark did it, he said it's all fair.
Okay.
Which is what I thought every human being would have. But
Right.
we had all of Twitter who was showing, like Darrick said, they true colors and what was really on their mind. Because when I made it, never in a million years that I think my tweet was going to have the reaction that Pierre was racist, the black and white mixed guy with, black aunties and uncles and then white.
It was definitely a
blue-eyed
clash of cultures, though. When you see like the locker rooms before the game, when I'm singing like High School Musical, and LSU is listening to Boosie, which is dope.
But that's what you like. Like every sport, you want to see that in. I think that's why baseball is so good when you talk about the World Baseball Classic, where you can have an American team, you can have, a team from Venezuela, and it's just different cultures. And when I was watching guys that were covering the World Baseball Classic down in Miami, that's what they were saying. Like there were so many different stands and stuff outside of the ballpark catering to different cultures, and everybody was in there as one big melting pot. It's not to look at it and try to make it about some shit that is not about. That's supposed to be a cool thing. It was like, hey, somebody that grew up the way that Caitlin Clark grew up can make it on a big stage. Yeah. Someone who looks like and grew up the way Angel Reese can fucking do it. We had the girl who from LSU, sorry I forget her name. Her dad was a rapper who had got killed, and now she raps, and now she on that stage. Mm-hmm. Like that's what it's supposed to all be about. Mm-hmm. But I agree with Darrick. Sometimes, social media and people on social media, they expose themselves and what's on their mind.
When it gets away from actual basketball is when it's gone too far.
Dude said, I don't even want to give dude credit, but there was a viral tweet, and he put underneath it, I don't even watch basketball. I don't even watch none of these sports.
And then he said, come listen to my podcast where I addressed it as a whole. Man, fuck you.
Yeah.
We're not about to listen to your podcast. You're not about to use this lame-ass point of view to get people to come listen to your show.
I don't even know who y'all talking about. I wish I did. But
Derek put it in the chat.
Yeah, we put it in the chat.
But yeah, man.
He was talking on some shit he knew nothing about and then apologized.
I do agree when they get away from basketball, it kind of can get weird. But I like the race conversations to a certain extent because people is out here crazy. And I don't have no fear of having a conversation because I know I'm not racist. It'd be the people who, not saying you, but it'd be certain people that can't have certain conversations because they're going to expose their hands. But that was the weirdest shit ever. And the girls themselves, the women themselves participating is asking all of us to allow them to be competitive because they feel like it's lame and it's another double standard that the boys can shoot threes and do the three to their head or say you can't guard me, and it's all like it's swag. But when the girls do it, it's classless or be a lady. They don't want to hear that shit either. So
I love that.
Yeah, me too.
I think Caitlin Clark's response was basically that too. Like we're competitors. I did the thing to the girl at South Carolina. This is what we do.
And I love that Reese was like, I'm standing up for my sisters at South Carolina.
And before the game and after, LSU did nothing but show Caitlin Clark love. Yeah. Because when you have a dog like that,
it's just great for the sport, and I think you got to recognize it, even if it's on the other team.
Yeah. I love that in sports. I felt like baseball for a long time was trying to hold that back. We want to see bat flips. I want to see a pitcher strike Jazz Chisholm out and do a Euro step because that's what he going to do when he hit a home run. That's what you want to see. It's passion. Nobody spend their whole life working into a sport to get to these moments and these levels on these stages to be a robot.
That's why I hate when the refs call techs for like players. Like if they dunk on somebody and they celebrate a little bit and then the refs like tech. I'm just like, that just kills the whole vibe, the whole moment, the stuff that made this sport so special. You just kind of take it away sometimes.
Maybe that ref should go hoop because there's no way in hell in his right mind you dunk on a motherfucker you say.
So there's
Kawhi Leonard.
There's a decent amount of refs in the NBA right now with experience of like high level basketball play, and I remember seeing somebody like put it on, like so the former players call techs less than the referees that have no professional basketball experience.
And that makes sense.
That makes sense.
If you put me in a referee situation, I'm probably not going to call many techs.
Because you definitely got professional basketball experience.
Not that I have professional basketball experience, but I understand the emotion of the game.
I'm sure the referees have played high school ball.
I'm sure too.
I played high school ball, the same level Darrick
What's
has.
your limit for
We both made sophomores, didn't we?
What's your limit for disrespect?
Okay.
That's what I want to know. Fuck dunking and all that. What's your level for when Draymond tell you, that stupid ass call, you don't know shit?
That's fine. As long as he ain't calling me a bitch.
I doubt they really call the refs out of their name now.
Mm-hmm.
I probably feel like they have slipped up sometimes.
They definitely have.
You think he says, what type of call was that?
I don't think they go that far, but they definitely be definitely having a lot of like vulgar as language, probably.
Or like getting all
addressing
up in
the
my
ref.
face, like using hands and shit. Like, no.
Well,
That
this
he
year,
passionate. He in the heat of the moment.
this year, if you clap at the refs at all, it's a technical foul, and under any circumstance, if you do one of these, it's been a tech all year long.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a tech for Darrick Miller?
No.
What about like, because they be doing the text for, they even do ejections for throwing the ball at the ref, but it don't even be throws sometimes. They'll kind of like give
Trae
it.
Young got ejected a couple
Yeah,
last
the
week
same
for throwing
thing
the
as Trae
ball.
Young. It's just not even like throwing. It's just like
Caitlin Clark got a technical
Got a
foul
tech for it,
for pushing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a thing. You protect the orange is what they saying.
I guess it kind of depends on how you throw it at me. If it will be considered a tech.
Let's start talking about
What if
some,
they throw it back?
What you mean throw it back?
That's what happened with
Oh my
who
God.
was it, bro? When LeBron was watching that shit go down, because I think it was Russell and maybe like Jaden McDaniels. They kept throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that shit was funny.
we got 1 week left for the NBA season. Some teams have 3 games. Some teams have 4. There's a few that have 5, which again is crazy to really say that we basically at the end point. Mike gave a great idea of putting our favorite and best moments of the season. We'll get down there after we
Happened
get to
so
some
fast,
news.
man.
Right,
Just a
it
week
feel
ago,
like-
we was ranking shooting guards.
I thought a week ago we was just on the road trip
Mhm.
Yeah.
to opening day. Like it don't feel like this is 6 months later. But I want to do a quick preview of
I'm
what.
glad we here though. No complaints.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, it's regular season.
I made a video saying that we just watch 82 games for no reason, other than the fact that we like the game, but like none of it is gonna matter too much once we come playoff time, because the seedings don't matter at the end of the day. I don't think it would. Play-in. In the Eastern Conference, we're pretty sure that the Miami Heat are at 7. They're 2 games above all the other teams, and as of right now, according to playoffstatus.com, the Miami Heat have a 93% chance of keeping that 7 seed. Cool. That's set in stone. Now, who they're going to be going against in that first play-in game is still up in the air, because we do have the Atlanta Hawks and the Toronto Raptors with the exact same record.
Chicago Bulls.
And then the Bulls are one game behind them. And the Bulls play against the Hawks tonight, which has huge implications, because the winner of that obviously takes a little bit of ground if it's the Bulls. And if the Hawks win it, then they put enough cushion between them to know that they're going to be number. So it's a lot of implications right now. I'm asking y'all, if the Miami Heat are number 7, which of the other 3 would you want to see them go against in the 7-8 matchup?
The
Atlanta,
Hawks.
Toronto, Chicago.
The Hawks. I feel like that for them would be the easiest matchup for them to lock in. And like, I
So
feel
you're,
like they
you're
do a
saying
good
from
job.
a Miami Heat fan
Yeah,
perspective.
for the Miami Heat's perspective, I feel like they have the personnel and they do a good job with Trae Young whenever they do play him.
What about from a fan perspective? Like, what will be the best matchup
Oh,
for you?
for fun,
Mhm.
for excitement, the Raptors.
I honestly want to see the Bulls. I want to see the Bulls play them.
Hey, I like that. I like that too, Mike.
I think it would be cool to see Jimmy going against the Bulls, and then also the Bulls are playing some of their best basketball as of late. So I would go with them. I like their defense. They do a really good job of causing turnovers and getting transition. And Zach LaVine has been really turning it up. So them in the playoffs would be, I think, the best move, or best from like a fan perspective.
Yeah, what the Bulls did to Memphis the other night was ridiculous.
Down by 20 to
That
win by
was-
20.
Yeah.
that
Come on,
was that was some crazy basketball to witness. They were just taking the ball from them.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like a high school team versus a college team. It was crazy.
I was waiting for the admin of the Bulls to tweet, "It's a parade inside my city" after the win.
Oh my God.
It didn't happen.
That should have happened.
The only thing is we're still sub 500, so it'd be weird to say that against the Grizzlies, who are basically the 2 seed locked in. Like, this game don't matter to them, but for us, it's like our Super Bowl. But okay. Out west, obviously, the odds and stuff are still up in the air. We know for sure that the Nuggets, Grizzlies, Kings, and Suns, they pretty much locked up 1 through 4. I guess there is a little bit of wiggle room that the Sacramento Kings can take number 2, but it's like an 11% chance. We don't look at that. But after that, everything is still up in the air. So according to this place, the Clippers have a 43% chance of keeping 5, a 21% chance of going 6, an 18% chance of going 7, a 13%. Like, there's a world where they can get up all the way in 9th, depending on how this week goes, which makes it kind of weird to talk about because it's not a lot to talk about. But we can talk about your favorite team because they doing some things, and they have a 20% chance of getting all the way up to number 5, which would be a huge turn of events based on how the first 3.5 months of the season went.
Yeah, I mean, we were just basically struggling our goal was to try to get into that playing spot, but to be able to get to the 5th is amazing for the Lakers, because the Lakers just seem like that team that you don't want to face in 7, but on a one game type of standpoint, you could catch them on an off game.
But when you go higher, do you think you want to go to that 4-5 matchup?
Because 4-5, see Kevin Durant and them, and they're 6-0 with KD.
That's some heat for y'all ass.
KD is 19-1 in his last 20 games that he's played.
Yeah.
19-1.
I think for a playoff run wise, it's wiser to stay low. But it does make sense to get locked in safely. But it is.
I think that their goal should be 6. Do not go 5.
They fate
Go 6.
is inevitable of getting their ass bounced in the first round regardless.
I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say we gonna have a hard ass first round anyway. You know, I mean, Kevin Durant obviously would be the worst case scenario, but it's gonna be tough. It's not
I think
like
against Memphis and
If
the
y'all
Nuggets, Sacramento, those areas, there's wiggle room. There's a chance. When you get into that KD, nah, I don't think so.
Ain't no chance?
Yeah, I don't.
No
think so.
chance?
It's very slim. I just don't see it.
I think they've been playing really, really good ball recently.
They did, but
Against
D-Book.
Not saying no chances. I think it's wild when you have
Kevin Durant,
LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
Okay, sure. They have a chance because.
Yeah, it's slim. But against those other three.
How slim we talking? 100% scale. Is it 90-10 or is it 20?
What have the Lakers done for me to give them any respect? Come on now.
They literally turned their season around. They look from a team that was going to be the bottom feeder.
Congratulations.
I just think that
that's what they did.
But I mean, that's not nothing for me to respect them against the top echelon teams in the West, though.
They're literally one of the top defenses in the league, and they finna have LeBron James and finna have basically a healthy Anthony Davis.
So now you tell me the scale.
Playoffs.
You tell me the scale.
I can't believe I'm sided with Mike on a Lakers conversation.
I'm not.
I would
say
say
against the Suns.
If it's against the Suns,
slim.
I'll probably say like 60-40.
Oh, I wouldn't say it's that much. I'd say it's more.
If they make
like
the Suns, let's make $1,000 bet.
No.
Okay.
That's rent numbers. That's a lot of money.
That ain't shit to me, KB. $1,000.
A lot of money to put on.
Not shit to nobody up here. We cut the shit.
$1,000 is a lot of money objectively, whether you're a millionaire or not. It's a lot of money, especially you got bills.
All right, I could be using that shit for bills.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's like rent money.
I just was at your house and you have 4 TVs.
I need a place to put them 4 TVs, don't I?
That alone was over $1,000. So don't talk to me about bills like you sit somewhere.
Them TVs I got overtime. I ain't just go to the store and buy all that furniture.
And it's not like he got Sonys. He got them.
Yeah,
you're right. You're right. If it's
he's about you, yeah.
If it's anybody up, if it's anybody up here who don't have the 1,000.
Yeah, not saying I don't have, but I'm not gonna just throw it away.
I'm just saying if you really believe it's $1,000 bet, I'm not. What we betting 50 for? Fuck 50. That don't do shit. That don't even feel my.
No, I'm there.
This is such a hypothetical bet because the chances of them getting that 5 seed is like 20%.
Right, exactly. It's going to go to the Clippers, but still, I'm just saying.
But I think I low key am side. I would still pick the Suns to win the series for sure. But I legitimately think that the Lakers have done enough since the trade deadline when they have been healthy to show me that team has a chance to get to the conference finals.
60-40 for you?
Even
it's probably more like
what the Lakers don't. What
65-35
that really takes away from them, from your eyes.
They haven't put nothing together consistently for me.
Post All-Star break, they've been pretty damn good.
I mean, they've done what they needed to do, but they haven't been no elite team in my opinion. For what the Lakers have always strived to be and what the hopes to be.
They had maybe a couple losses. Like you look back and like, man, they should have won that.
Because that's been the Lakers this entire route.
The sample size on both sides is small as hell.
It is.
So like,
but I'd rather
have 6 games.
I'd rather have a small sample size with Kevin Durant than having a small sample size with D'Angelo Russell. Even though the Lakers are a better team and it fits better, I agree. I like Jared Vanderbilt. I like Malik Beasley and D'Angelo Russell. The way Austin Reeves has been playing, there's a lot of things pointing up for the Lakers. But is that enough for me to really be sitting here acting like there's a oh man, should I take the Suns? No, that's all I'm saying. Let me think. In a literal way, yes, the Lakers do have a chance. I'm sorry, they have a chance for sure. They have a chance against anybody. Every team in the playoffs is going to have a chance against each other. But at the end of the day, I'm not thinking twice by picking the Suns is what my point is. I'm not hesitating to pick the Suns. And is there anybody up here that would hesitate to pick the Suns in a 7-game series against the Lakers based off what you know?
No.
Because for so long, I've been, with everybody else, projecting for the Lakers. It's at this point, I have to start taking teams for what they are. Yes, every team has had some circumstances and some things that don't go their way, injuries, missing a player, some tough stretches. I get it. But name a team that hasn't gone through it. So I have to take everything in consideration as far as what they've given me. And that's what I'm doing with the Lakers.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's more so matchup wise. Also, feel like matchup wise, they match up with other teams way better than with the Phoenix Suns.
But if y'all can go in there and beat the Suns, I'm gonna be for it. I want to see an upset. I'm gonna be for it. If y'all can be 7 and get in there and play the Grizzlies or the Nuggets and y'all can knock them out, I'm gonna be for it. I'm gonna root for it because I want to see upsets. I'm just going off of my logic.
I don't even think I think it would be an upset in a literal sense, but I think that like Vegas would have the Lakers as the favorite against
Memphis?
the Kings, and I think against Memphis.
What about the Nuggets?
No, I don't think they'd be in Vegas odds they might be the favorite. Yeah, I think they might be the favorite because Vegas is based on some shit.
Yeah.
So
I mean, but it's just such a recipe to beat us. Like with the turnovers are gonna kill us in the playoffs. If we don't take care of the ball, we're gonna be out in the first round. Like it's gonna be quick.
I think LeBron will take care of that. He'll be better with that.
well, we talk about first round. You got to get there. Still in the play-in at the moment with a couple games left for the season.
Hey, we get to see a LeBron still got that extra gear when it come playoff time too. Well, let's hope.
Do you have any doubt in your mind?
No.
I mean, we're not gonna see 2012.
Yeah, I don't expect the man to be locking up on defense and doing that type of shit, but he still goes out there and gets 30 like it's really nothing. So
Luckily for y'all, I think y'all played the Jazz twice.
So
Y'all
I
played-
got the exact thing.
The Jazz today,
we play
right?
the Jazz today.
You got the
And
Jazz twice. You
and
got the Clippers and then the Suns. Now looking at the teams don't matter because some of these teams are going to have their spot locked up and they might
Suns.
decide not to play. Like the Suns might decide not to play because we have 4. There's no reason to run Kevin out there. And you might see that across the league in a lot of
Larry
circumstances.
Markin, I think he was questionable for tomorrow. So like players like him, like, even if like that would give them some type of
Is
chance.
he questionable today?
Oh yeah, questionable today. I mean, I was talking about yesterday. He said he was questionable tomorrow when they were doing the injury reports.
So I don't know. This last week of the season is supposed to be like this big, oh man, they fighting for spots. But a lot of these games going to be like, oh, the Bulls going against, who's our last game of the season? I forget, against Dallas, and Dallas might be shutting down Luka and Kyrie anyway. So it's not, you know what I'm saying?
How are y'all looking at these teams? Are y'all projecting? Are y'all taking what y'all have seen? Are y'all accepting the reality? Are y'all looking at the Warriors and steady saying, hey, they won a championship last year, so I gotta give them some extra leeway?
I think it's a combination of all of those things.
Yeah.
If we talking Warriors specific, now that we know that Wiggins is going to be coming back very soon, which is news that came out, which is dope. And we have the reason why he did not play, and it wasn't that jackass thing that somebody started that rumor, but because his father was sick. So I don't know how that resolved itself, but if things are still going good, Wiggs, I hope. You know what I'm saying? I hope that everything's good and you got to spend that right time with your fam. But I think it's a combination for the Warriors at least of looking at what they've done now and say, hey, the motherfuckers been ass on the road. They just lost to the Denver Nuggets without Nikola Jokic on the road at Ball Arena.
Sunday, right?
Yeah, you can't look past that. But also recognizing how crucial Wiggins was for them last season as the second best player and how he impacts with his catch and shoot, his ability to cut, and his overall defense where they don't really have to rely on a young Jonathan Kuminga to start games against a team like the Suns because now the Kevin Durant side is now give it to Wiggins, who was one of the better perimeter defenders in basketball last season.
Yeah, for me, I like to look at matchups and also projecting and knowing what a team has done and what they can do. Some teams typically are just better playoff performers than they are in the regular season. And we've seen that with
How
the Warriors.
drastic?
I think the Warriors in the playoffs, they sometimes look like they could be good in the regular season, but then they just look like a different team in the playoffs.
Have you ever seen them be this
This
poor?
bad on the road? No. But
No team has been this poor on the road and won a championship.
No, that is also true. But also, when it comes to the playoffs, you only got to win one. They only need one road game.
I feel you, but you also have to win every home game.
And I feel like that's a team that can win every fucking home game.
So you think they have to win 16 games to win a championship?
Yeah.
I'm
not saying that they're going
every instance. They're never going to be a home favorite. So they're winning a road game in every series.
They upset if they are at 6 and they upset the 3, and then the 7 also upsets the 2.
True.
Then you have home court advantage.
But if it works out the way we would think, the way it usually goes, every matchup, including the finals,
I can't expect anybody to be perfect under any circumstance. Mm-hmm. As good as they are, I just can't.
And I understand that, like, you just watching the Warriors, they do be having them glimpses where you be like, this the vintage Warriors,
especially
like,
that third quarter. Ooh,
yeah, and it's just I understand what the other guys saying too. They just don't hit the same. But I don't personally, from me and like just as watching the Warriors over years, they embody that heart of a champion. So I don't really underestimate that too when it comes to that playoff type stuff. And they're a team too. I can say their experience and what they do and like how they run their team and all that type of stuff, I think they have the advantage in those type of areas.
And I think Wiggins being back will help them significantly.
How good are they on the road? I mean, at home.
How good are they at home?
Mm-hmm.
I can find out for y'all.
I know the answer. But
Aren't they like the third best home team or something like that?
Exactly. They're the third best home team in the Western Conference. You know who the top two are? The top two teams in the conference.
I would say Nuggets.
The Nuggets and the Grizzlies.
The Kings aren't better at home.
The Kings have the best road record in the Western Conference. And I'm asking you this because we're asking
Nuggets
them.
got an advantage.
We're asking them to go perfect at home, which you say you think they could. Do you say the same thing about the Nuggets, who have been the best home team in basketball? They have 6 losses at home all season. And one of them was when Jokic didn't even play. So when Jokic has been healthy, they've been the best home team. Do we give them the same benefit of the doubt at home as we're giving the Warriors? Do you say the same thing about the Memphis Grizzlies at home than we do the Warriors? And if they match up against each other and we think that the Denver Nuggets are the best home team and they going to go perfect at home, how can you expect the Warriors to take one of the road when they the worst road team?
One thing the Warriors have shown that they have the recipe. They've shown that they could consistently beat the Nuggets.
I don't know.
I look at this team.
They just lost to the Nuggets
and say that this is not the same
without
team.
Jokic. Their recipe is usually exploiting Jokic's bad.
So you're saying that for the Nuggets to win, they got to play DeAndre Jordan 40 minutes.
I'm just saying they've shown that they can somehow expose Jokic's slow footing on the defensive side of the ball.
I'm just playing devil's advocate here because I think there is a double standard with the Warriors, which makes sense. They've been a dynasty. As long as we've been doing this podcast, the Warriors have been great. They had that 1 year where we didn't talk about them a whole season, but they've been great. But I look at this roster and I'm like, man, it just ain't the same. And maybe one game of Wiggins when he's back in the lineup could change my mind, but I just don't know.
When they had Wiggins, they were still dealing with this stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand. It ain't like they was the best team out west when Wiggins was playing and he left and they just fell apart. That's one of my things. I understand
their turnaround kind of happened when Wiggins was gone.
I
Not
understand.
to say he was the issue.
No, but I also feel like a big part of their turnaround too is that Klay Thompson started acting like Klay Thompson, which I think can help with Wiggins coming back because it's just like now Jordan Poole is really back to like his like 6-man role and all that. It's just it puts everything kind of back in order rotational wise.
Yeah,
to
I
me
do
with Wiggins back.
Yeah, I do like the idea of Jordan Poole significantly going back to being like that 6-man that's going to play. Ran a few spurts and then just be given the keys to the offense.
What do you think? He has played on this season 37 games. We're talking about Wiggins. What is their record with Wiggins this year?
They were pretty bad at the beginning of the season.
I'd probably say 37, 15, and
okay. Just give me how many wins out of 37. You ain't got to do the actual math.
15.
This is bad
16.
podcast. They're 18 and 19. And again, Wiggins does play a huge part in all of this, but it's not like they was beating down the doors of every team where Wiggs was in the lineup.
Yeah, they just got off to a terrible start.
To get them some
really
real
very
though.
consistently been
That's
that way,
a tough start.
They got to a terrible start. What is their record right now? They are
like 2 games,
3 games over 5.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. The Warriors are one of the piece of mind where I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I'm actually watching them play and say, why am I giving them the benefit of the doubt other than the fact that they're the Warriors? If this same roster, the same exact roster didn't have a W on their jersey, but instead was a Lakers jersey or instead was a Houston Rockets jersey, would we be having the same conversation?
No.
Probably not.
No.
But since it is the Warriors, we're saying they can do it, and part of me still believes that, but most of me is like, the window right now for this season is closed.
Strawberries jam, but my Glock don't.
Something about that trio, man. Something about that trio of Steph, Clay, and Dre. You just think they could make something happen.
So if they don't do it this year, do you not give them like okay?
Yeah,
they don't
at
do
that point, at that point,
Benry's back next year.
See, I'm not full on in it to where it's just like I'm expecting them to. It's just if it happens, it just wouldn't be the most shocking thing to me.
It would shock me.
If they still did it?
It would shock me how bad they've been on the road. The fact that this team has not been anything like the past championship teams that we've seen from them, it would shock me.
I think it's improbable.
It won't shock me because of the 3. It's going to shock me because of the circle. This hasn't been a good team. I understand what you're saying, and they are to be respected for sure. I'm not saying you go in the series and you don't prepare for them like they ain't nobody, or you don't think that they could win a game here and there. But it would shock me. It would shock me.
It would shock me too.
When you look at when you take everything away, like KB said, forget that you're talking about it's the 3. Fuck all of that. Fuck what they did historically. if you just look at for what they are in this year, in this moment, you would not feel this way if it was anybody else, because you're just looking at the basketball part of it. There are some things that you like. I agree. When they rolling and they like, them motherfuckers be like, damn, here come the Warriors. But then the very next night, it'll be like,
the ball over 3 times in the last minute.
This?
And Draymond Green turns it over because he don't want to get fouled, and it leads to a Kyle Anderson who gives it up to Karl Anthony Towns for a wide open 3. It happens. And it's just.
And I said at the very beginning, before a lot of this, in the early struggles, it was a little different for me because it just don't have the same feel. We talking about JaMychal Green and not Otto Porter, not Sean Livingston, not Mo Spates. They usually have a different presence coming off of that bench. And I do like Dante DiVincenzo. I do like Jordan Poole. Obviously, Kuminga has his upside, but it's not the same as some of those veteran guys that they were able to lean on throughout certain stretches. They have all of the chances and the opportunity coming up to prove me and anybody else wrong that are doubters. And like I said, it's the Warriors. I have respect for them. I have love for them, and I have admiration for them. So if they put me in a situation to eat my words, I'll gladly do so.
That sounds like an ex-girlfriend.
I'll gladly. I don't have no admiration for X, but I'll gladly. If I had admiration for X, I'd be with them.
You got a point.
I got love and respect though, but admiration.
There you go.
That's
If
like
you
I admire.
if you switch them, then it sounds like you talking about that.
True.
But I see what you're saying.
I'm on the same timing as you though. Last year I thought was an improbable championship run. You know what I'm saying? And they did it. So if they did it again, I think I would be surprised, but not at the same time. But again, just looking at the body of work this season, I'm like, there's 4 teams out west that I'm taking over to make a finals run over them.
It's the same thing with LeBron. It's like LeBron James is LeBron James, but when do I start looking at the circumstances of him and his team and taking away the fact that he's one of the greatest talents I've ever seen touch a basketball? Because if I keep telling myself that, then I'll just keep having the same type of situations. Like we did that when they were playing against the Suns, when the Suns went on a championship run and they matched up with the Lakers. It's like, but I felt like a lot of us leaned on the Lakers just because it's LeBron, Anthony Davis, and it's these guys. LeBron ain't finna lose in the first round, ain't in no way. And I understand Anthony Davis got hurt, but it's just like that was a constant theme throughout the entire season where it's like, man, if Anthony Davis has any tweak, this shit is over. And I think that's forever going to be their situation unless they just come with this most powerful 5 lineup that we've ever seen. It's always going to weigh on Anthony Davis being able to sustain himself of being available. And yeah, you got to look at that. So it's the same thing when they start matching up in the finals. It's like you can't just pick LeBron because it's LeBron. The Warriors are showing that they can beat LeBron. LeBron is beatable in the finals. And I think it's the same thing with the Warriors. So, and it's also for the other teams. I feel like we have this kind of tone with the higher seeds, like the Nuggets, like even the Kings. The Grizzlies got a lot going on, but it's like they kind of should get the respect because all year long they've been doing their thing. And I understand some of them, because I was that way with the Suns, where it's like, I know the Suns are the best team, but they ain't a contender to me. And I'm not saying every team could be a contender, but like, I'm looking at the Nuggets like, yo, the Nuggets, I respect the Nuggets.
No, I respect the Nuggets too.
I think the Nuggets will crush a lot of motherfuckers. I don't feel that way about the Grizzlies, because I don't think the Grizzlies have what the Nuggets have. But man,
I think they need Steven Adams more.
I was gonna ask, where the
playoff
hell
series.
has he been at, bro?
he's been gone for.
He's just.
And I thought it was weeks ago when they said they were gonna reevaluate him to bring him back.
But that's what reevaluating is. We reevaluate you to see.
Are you not healing the same way we thought you could? You back?
Usually when that
on
be
whatever.
happening, you know, they be having that timetable or whatever. But
There's some series that I think the Grizzlies are going to do well without Steven Adams, but there are other ones. Like if they match up against the Lakers, needing Steven Adams is going to be crucial because Jaren might foul out in 12 minutes. You know, the Lakers draw a shit ton of fouls and Jaren fouls a ton. You know,
that is one thing that just hinders him from just being like.
I'm thinking about awards because I think the next episode we do is our awards show episode, and
Right.
and like obviously Jaren is a candidate for DPOY, and I'm thinking like comparing him to like Brook Lopez, who's also on my list of people that I'm considering. Brook Lopez played a lot more minutes than Jaren Jackson Jr. Part of that was because Jaren missed a portion of the season, started the year, but also part of that is because Jaren doesn't play more than what I think I've read 27 minutes per or something like that, and most of that is because
Foul trouble.
he can't stay on the floor as much, and he has got better throughout the course of his career, but it still ain't like he elite at using his body and his size the right way. So
that's why Steven Adams be so important.
but
You just make up for that first initial like mistake.
But at the same time, when it comes to him being on the court, there's no team better at defense. Like it's not even not even close. So I might be willing to say, forget the fact that he fouled all the time, because when he is there for those 28 minutes, they're the best damn defense in basketball. And when he's not there, they struggle a ton. So we'll see. That's our next episode, the award show.
I still an if though on if that foul trouble don't happen.
Yeah, and I gotta keep reminding myself this is a regular season award. I shouldn't be projecting if they go against the Lakers in my awards, whatever. But yeah,
we saw a lot last year in the playoffs. When it comes to playoff time, the game is just more physical.
Do you know Steven Adams is breaking records right now? Well, he was breaking records
for what?
As far as offensive rebound percentage. It was the highest in basketballs, like since they tracked it. I don't think that goes back to like Will or Bill Russell and all of them, but like. He was doing some crazy stuff on the offensive glass, and they needed that type of stuff for them to stay afloat. At least that's what I thought, but they've been great without him, too.
One of my favorite things in a basketball game, an offensive rebound.
It's so deflating to the defense once you get it, because you're forced to have to play defense for another 14
Steven Adams'
seconds.
most crucial offensive rebound ever?
The one to Russell Westbrook?
Yeah.
Off the free throw line and then turn into a three. Yeah.
Great moments, man.
I love a guy. My recipe is give me a guard who don't turn the ball over like a Tyus Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn, the Grizzlies.
He's led the league 4 out of the last 5 seasons.
Assist to
turnover ratio.
Give me a guy who offensive rebounds. Oh shit, he plays for the Grizzlies as well.
Get the shooters.
Yeah, you definitely want shooting.
Give me a dude that just get under everybody's skin.
Oh, I think I could do without that.
That's going to be that villain.
Oh, damn, the Grizzlies have that face ass. But no, I like no turnovers, and I like offensive rebound. I like rebounding in general. If we can clean the glass on both sides, it kind of control the game.
I love a guy like a Jared Vanderbilt, a guy who can
too.
He does a lot of everything. He rebounds the ball great. He can offensive rebound, defensive rebound, plays good defense, and he doesn't really get in the way of anybody. And he when he's not there, you notice he's not there.
You said somebody that get under people's skin.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the last NBA champions. They all have somebody that get under people's skin.
Mm-hmm.
Draymond
Green. Oh, the Raptors didn't have that. My conversation gone. Unless you consider Kyle Lowry flopping all the time, getting under people's skin.
Who on the Suns can get under somebody's skin?
Well, they ain't
Chris
win a
Paul?
championship.
Well,
yeah, that's what he
Chris
would
Paul,
do.
yeah.
For this year.
Yeah.
The Nuggets. Aaron Gordon is they?
Nah, they don't have it.
They don't have it.
I think everybody in their team is like
maybe
cool as
Bruce
hell.
Brown.
Bruce
Brown.
He could.
Yeah.
Bruce Brown.
But not in the same way. Because I forgot about the Raptors championship. I was thinking like the Warriors always have Draymond. Matthew Dellavedova was pushing people and shit when they won their championship. Who else?
Who's some more championships?
It's only been a couple in our history as a podcast. It's been
What about the Lakers when they won with Kobe and Powell?
I'm thinking bubble Warriors. Bubble Lakers had Rondo.
He wasn't getting anybody's skin.
Second year got to be Meta.
Oh, right.
Or Ron Artest.
Yeah. Maybe you do need Dylan Brooks. Wow. Man, they go to Grizzlies. All right. Do we want to get to the next topic?
Let's do it.
The next topic is these Mavericks. Oh, no. I want to take a step back and talk about the CBA one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was starting to come out as we were doing our last episode.
New things have
and new things have come out, and there's more conversation and understanding about things. So last episode, we talked about how you need a 65-game minimum to make an All-NBA team, to be MVP, yada, yada, yada. It's not black and white, though. So hypothetically, if Giannis played 63 games, he can go to the offices and say, I didn't meet the criteria, but here's why. And maybe they'd be able to reinstate those 2 games, not on this basketball reference or whatever, but they might be able to look at him having 63 and making an exception.
Oh, okay.
So it's not just like, oh, man, Damian Lillard didn't play 65, so we cannot make an All-NBA team. It's not like that. Well, it's more like, okay, why did he miss these games? And do we value resting, load management differently than we do like a genuine injury or whatever? And I think that makes it a little bit more confusing.
Yeah.
But it does open the doors a little bit more for players to not do the, what they keep saying, Casey Green or Casey Jones? Whatever. Where I check into a game for 10 seconds and then I get out just to get the Drew Holiday for that bonus. That he got that bonus. So that was the first thing.
Nothing like a bonus.
Not
I saw Julius Randle got a
more.
1.2. Not testing for weed.
Not testing for weed.
You can go hoop.
Say less.
Say less. Not testing for weed.
About time.
And some of the other ones were like big brain team building stuff about teams that are super expensive and how they can't trade a first round pick in 5 years in the future if you're over the tax and all of this stuff. They can't sign somebody on the buyout, yada, yada, yada. And Draymond Green had a very interesting argument. They said, hey, this is devaluing the players because the teams that have the money to sign these veteran dudes on a buyout don't want to. So a dude like Kevin Love might not get no contract at all because the Miami Heat want him, but they're over this threshold, and the teams that have the money to sign him not really interested.
Yeah, like the bottom feeder teams ain't gonna want to sign.
They don't want to spend money.
Yeah, you kind of eliminate the ability for like teams that are competing to sign their vets. So that kind of I'm not really a fan of that one at all.
And I hope that they find out what, because they incorporated the salary floor a while ago. So like the teams like the Rockets that are a super young team have to spend X amount of money anyway. And that's how you get to the point where Eric Gordon is still on the roster making $20 million. And I wonder how they, use that with this new CBA too. Because I can agree with Draymond Green to an extent. Where like the teams that don't want to spend are the bad teams and they don't want to go get buyout candidates. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. But also Draymond Green has played for the most expensive team in history for a few years now. So that's his only experience is being on the most expensive team in history. So it is what it is.
Hey, you got to spend money to win them rings.
Yeah.
Who out here getting cheap rings? I don't think that's happening.
Facts. Ain't no cheap rings around here.
Yeah. Tell that to Ben. The other things had to do with like extension contracts and rookie scale contracts for second rounders are bigger now, which is cool. More stability for second round picks.
You said positionless All-NBA though. We didn't talk about that.
I was on my way, motherfucker.
Oh, my bad.
He be so
thirsty. Let the host.
Every episode you do that one time where it's just like
to a smaller scale before we get to positions All-NBA. The designated rookie extension thing is gone. I don't know if y'all remember that, like, when Ben Simmons was up to get traded, a team like the Miami Heat couldn't trade for him because they already had Bam Adebayo. Yeah. And if you have rookie scale extensions, you only can have one on your roster. That is completely gone.
Aiden probably would be a net right now.
Exactly. There are a lot of implications that if this would have been last year, teams would look dramatically different. But there's a team coming up that benefit a ton from this, and it's the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers already have Supermax Donovan Mitchell. They have Darius Garland on the max, and they also have Evan Mobley, who's gonna get the max extension. Yes. And under the last rules, they wouldn't be able to pay him that money, and now they can. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's good for the Nets too, because I always felt like Ben was kind of double effing them by not being himself. That we hope that he'd be able to get back to eventually. But it's also like, damn, you ain't being you, and also we can't acquire somebody like Bam Adebayo. You know what I mean? So. DeAndre Ayton, they had a lot of different people that they was linked with the Kevin Durant thing. So, yeah, that's a good one.
And then now we can get to the positionless All-NBA teams, which I thought for sure that 90% of people was gonna be down for, but I'm actually seeing a lot of people dislike the idea, and I wonder where y'all are on All-NBA teams being positionless starting next season, not for this one.
I mean, I did like the concept of like building your it's like a starting five, like it looks like a starting five type ish. But I do understand that some guys sometimes get kind of like snubbed because it is positionless, and you'd be looking at like the end of it, like why is this dude in here when this guy has had a better season than him? So it does allow more wiggle room for guys that probably are more deserving to get in there. So if it's bringing that aspect of the game, then I'm all for it.
I'm split. I kind of understand it, but I kind of do like the position so everybody can get their love, and they just do. Because now, I mean, you want the best players to get recognized for sure, but I think it also means something to be the top at your position. You know what I mean? If there's a powerful, and I know they've split it up to front court and all of that stuff, I think that they should do 5 positions personally. But like, yeah, if there may be a big man or a wing that may get lost because there's a year with Dame, Steph, Garland, and Fox are just the boys, and it's just like, oh, man. And then the only other wing is Jason Tatum. So we got 4 guards and a wing. We don't got no type of real front court presence, no power forward or a center or anything like that. And I think it brings value to be able to be the best at your position or in your group of class. Now that they do front court, back court, I'll say your group. To be one of the best at your group, I think is significant versus like, oh, we took the top 4 guards because those guards was dominating. So, but I also get it at the same time where like want the best players to be represented,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it's value in having the best people at their group or their position. So I'm super old school. I would have it to where it's a point guard, shooting guard, or guard, and then there would be like a forward, and then it would be
Center.
center.
Yeah, I'm more so in the middle because I kind of feel with the old school because now, like, I feel like we've been talking about this, especially with, like, all-stars too, just being, like, that positionless. But part of me kind of wants that, like, I like the structure and the tradition of it just a little bit.
Yeah.
I just feel like the positionless is just, like, it'd be crazy if some shit happened where we have 4 guards or something like that, but it's just, like.
If it does, it's 20 years in the future. We got so many good wings.
Yeah, but
It opens up to maybe it ain't 4 guards, but maybe it's 4 wings. We have
4
that
wings.
type of luxury of players where it can happen like that. It may not be necessarily guards, but it's just one position dominates more than they would have.
for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, in that case, like, yeah, maybe I am for it just because, like you said, the best players get it. I think it's going to be kind of, like, interesting to see, like, players that do make it now since there's kind of, I guess, more opening and also less at the same time. It's just not like, hey, I only know, like, I'm one of the top wings, but I also know guards can come in and take my spot. Just people, the way people kind of, like, lose out on money and also gain some money just from, like, all these all-NBA selections and the contracts and stuff like that.
That's the thing though, Mike. That's why this is important for me. Like I'm like I said, I really like this idea. It's because it is rooted in contract shit. Right? So players are kind of hold out of a potential max contract for missing max all-NBA spots, when in reality, some of these dudes are the top 15 players in the league, but now Rudy Gobert has to get a spot because he's a center. And we can all agree over the last 4 years when Rudy Gobert just made all-NBA teams, 3 of them, he was not a top 15 player in basketball.
Yeah.
And when you have these contracts associated with each other, that's when things start to get iffy. Now, if we completely eliminate the contracts and the all-NBA appearances, then I'm cool with keeping positions. But as long as it is like, if you don't make an All-NBA team, you can't make 20 to 50 ends for your family. And like, damn, I might get snubbed because fucking Rudy Gobert is the 3rd best center in those years. But the gap between him and 2 is so large. There's 6 guards and 12 forwards that can fit in that spot. But now it's not.
Well, they
Rudy
should
anymore.
loosen up some things then. You don't have to go full positionless, because I don't think the game is positionless. I think that was a term that has been used too frequently. The game is not positionless. It's not. It really ain't. We have certain players who are more versatile to play. So now instead of one guy playing only solely one position, there's more guys who can play more positions, but it ain't positionless. I still put out a center out there. I still want a point guard. Teams are still looking for certain positions, and we're defining players by position. So it ain't positionless. That is far in the future. You know, we might start seeing a little bit more with these freaks of nature like Wemby coming in. We got Matas in the next class, who's like a 6'10" guard, however you want to play him. He'll be able to fit Franz Wagner's and things like that. But we definitely don't play in a positionless game. That was a bit of an over-exaggeration that we put out there because guys, a guy who played 2 can also play 4. That's not positionless. That's just he's more versatile. But we still live by positions, whether people want to accept that or not.
If this were to get like introduced today, what is the first team All-NBA? It's Embiid, Jokic, Giannis.
Yeah.
And then what do we go out? Tatum?
And Luka.
Luka
Yeah.
Doncic.
Luka's All-NBA first team missing the playoffs?
He's that good, man. He's that good.
Who's had a better season, Luka or Dame? They both missing the playoffs.
You know, I had this conversation on Twitter the other day.
Oh, for real?
Like, people were saying that Dame shouldn't be on first team. I was like, Damian Lillard's season has been ridiculous. He's
Yeah,
been the second best point guard.
He
this
won't
year.
make first team because they suck, but like he has been ridiculous. His best year.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if we gonna pick somebody that hasn't made the playoffs, I might pick Dame's season over Luka's season.
So if we only want to do players, that would Devin Booker.
I don't meet that 60-90 close to that 65 games.
Oh, true.
Yeah, he missed like a month,
True.
over a month.
Yes.
True.
I
But
don't know.
that don't apply to next year.
Yeah, I don't know what that last spot is. Now
Yeah,
that I
that
think
guard
about it.
spot is.
I feel like we know. We just ain't thinking hard enough.
I'm looking. Anybody on the Bucks All-NBA first team? No. Anybody on the Celtics other than Tatum? No. Anybody on the 76ers other than Embiid? No.
Donovan
Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell.
It could be
Jalen
yeah.
Brunson. Donovan Mitchell.
Okay.
I know y'all going to say,
Jalen
yeah.
Brunson.
I knew my first going to
I don't know
yeah.
about that.
It's like 3 guards.
But we
The
also
3
got,
guards
like-
for the first team is
We also
tough.
got Ja as a possibility.
Steph
Steph Curry is still a possibility. Shea is a possibility.
Yeah.
Shay.
Is it Shea?
Shay.
So that's our first team without positionless. And that still doesn't look like an NBA team because the 2 centers are the 2 centers.
Yeah.
But like Kind of. You got a guard. You got
When's
two
the last
wings.
time Giannis played fucking 3?
He bring the ball up the court all the time.
When was the last time Tatum has played 2?
High school.
That's a big ass lineup too.
It's a big lineup.
Because Shea is like 6'6".
Yep.
That's crazy.
I'm excited to see because I do
We're
believe
doing positionless for guys who don't even play those positions. That's what I'm saying.
I think that it's gonna take some years before we finally get like a. I think that most of the voters are still probably gonna do something that looks like a relative line. Like we're probably still gonna get Embiid and Jokic on one of the teams. The real thing is you're gonna get both of them on All-NBA first team in a lot of cases because they're that dominant. But after that, you're gonna get Giannis. These are All-NBA first team perennial. You know what I'm trying to say.
They're going to be there for
dudes.
like the next 3 years,
Exactly.
3-4 years.
And Luka's gonna be in that conversation too. Maybe not this year because they suck, but like we know what that lineup look like. It's more like to the third teams that it matters the most more than the first team.
Yeah. Because is Anthony Davis on one of these teams? Do y'all think Anthony Davis is qualified or good enough to make an All-NBA team?
He's definitely good enough. Is he qualified?
You know
is
what
the
I like it
question.
for?
Yeah, I don't know how many games he's played.
For all defensive though, you can just pick up straight up the best defenders.
I like that, but then it devalues the guard a little bit too much for my liking. Because if you name the best defenders of basketball, you're gonna name one guard, and it's Drew Holiday. But you're gonna name Giannis, Brook Lopez, Jaren Jackson Jr. Hell, you're gonna get to Jaden McDaniel. Like you're gonna
Herb
get there,
Jones.
Herb Jones, before you get to the next guard. And it was Marcus Smart, but Marcus Smart is not even close to what he was last season. So
he got us award. He said he
out. Deuces. Anthony Davis played 52 games so far, so if he plays the rest, it'll be at 55. So he wouldn't really, come close to that 65 that they talk about.
He gonna put in
That's
his,
next year. But that
That's
rule
next
doesn't.
year. Yeah.
he gonna
That's
put
next
in
year.
his form.
Yeah, I wonder if the voters are gonna vote for AD for All-NBA.
I'm sure some people will. I mean, he's been ridiculous
Yeah, he's been great.
for more than not.
So I hope he makes it. But if he doesn't, I completely understand.
Did we talk about Luka and Kyrie potentially being shut down? I think we mentioned it.
I think this is just sad turnaround to this Dallas Mavericks season.
Mhm.
Like they were solid to begin the season, and then they started to struggle, so they swung for the fences to get Kyrie Irving. And to see them potentially now have to be in a situation where they're shutting them down is just kind of devastating because Luka's just so good. For the last few years, he's been in the playoffs. He's been a playoff lock, regardless if he's on a team or not, besides his rookie year. And it just shows you how good the West has gotten, and it just shows you how bad that team is. Like, it's just not a competitive team.
I think I like it. It's good for them because it's going to force them to have to really look in the mirror and make some tough decisions and really make a pivot versus last year where this team was kind of the same, but they got this heroic and this magical run that kind of blinded them. Kind of like the Hawks. When the Hawks made it to the East Conference Finals, it was like, oh, yeah. But it's like, nah, you simmer down and it's time to actually make those moves that you should have been made, but you kind of felt the success made you feel like you ain't have to address it. Like, oh, we can maybe get away with, Dwight Powell.
Yep.
That's
maybe
crazy.
get away with this.
It's kind of crazy to see that because they were traded for each other, and they both just had the same realizations.
Yeah.
Yeah, they keep coming full circle. He made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and he made it to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
The 3 through 15 is just hard. It's just I don't trust them. And then also it's just this feels like it was just a bad year for the Mavericks. And I feel like those happen to teams in the NBA, and like after those type of bad years, those usually line up for a bounce back. I think Mavericks do that. And obviously they had such a bad season. It's going to be easier to beat the 11 seed or 12, whatever they end up at. But I think next year we can see them as like, oh shit, they back at that top 4 seed. Like, I feel like that's the type of thing that's just going to happen for them.
Well, what kind of offseason do they have to hire to make that happen? That's what's kind of like interesting because like the supporting pieces.
Well, Tankathon has them as the 10th highest odds right now. So if they don't move, let's just say they stay 10. If you're the GM of the team, are you looking to draft that 10? Or are you trying to use that pick as leverage?
I'm drafting.
Yeah, you should draft it.
Drafting.
Yeah.
I'm drafting all the way.
Okay. What's the Kai thing? Is it sign and trade? Is it like, because the pairing of Luka and Kai have looked okay when they're on the court together. As far as like offensively, obviously offensive. Like they've been able to coexist enough, at least until we get to the last 2 minutes of the game where everything falls apart for the team. But with that much offensive firepower, is it worth sacrificing the rest, if that makes sense?
I really think you have to prioritize defense in this offseason then. Like that has to be your main piece, like your main focus.
That's what they were doing when they reached their fullest potential.
Yeah.
Jason Kidd had them guys defending, and now a year turnaround, they're not defending, and this is the worst we've seen them in a while. In my memory, am I wrong? It's the worst they've been since Luka's been there, right?
Yeah, since his rookie year, yeah.
Yeah, so
Luka's been in the playoffs.
I wouldn't be, if I'm the Mavericks, I would try my best to get him back, because like honestly, like you said, the offense is working. It's still got its little hiccups in it, which is understandable, because like you said, you put two kind of like ball dominant talents together, you're gonna have to figure it out and like work it out, which may take longer than probably like a couple months to kind of get it all going. But it's just like they just need to trim the edges on their roster. Like sign a big man. Stop having Dwight Powell just be.
Well, you can't do that if you keep it Kyrie. Also, Luka missed the playoffs his first year in the NBA.
Yeah.
If you keep it Kyrie's not signing he's not taking less money to stand out.
But were they this bad his rookie year?
I think they won 33 games.
Oh, then okay.
So they were this bad.
They don't need crazy players.
33.
They just need to sign some players around their edges. But I could also see this.
It's so easy to like
because once you sign Kyrie, all that money is gone.
There's no money to do that.
Christian Wood has to go too, right?
I'd be willing to let go.
They would be able to bring both of them back, but is it the smart thing to do?
I wouldn't bring Christian Wood back. I would be open.
So
to
now you're
Kyrie
just losing that slot completely. You say sign
like
some people, and basically you saying Avery Bradley, you want a chance to come back to the league on the minimum? Like that's what you're dealing with if you bring back Kyrie.
They gonna bring back. Oh, Kyrie is. Exactly the same. I'm more so for Christian Wood to be the one that gets that short end of the stick, because the way they even use him, it's just like y'all not even getting the full value of Christian Wood. So what if
the value of Christian Wood is not as high as some of us thought?
Well, also when you play Christian Wood with Kyrie and Luka, that's just a recipe to just get torched.
It is. It is, because honestly, if he's not having that big spark off the bench or just having like crazy shooting nights, it's just like he's another option, I guess. I'm
willing to test shit. There's nothing that makes them have to bring anybody back.
Yeah. Because honestly, if you do sign and trade Kyrie, you're getting back some quality role players. At least I would hope so.
Yeah.
The idea is cool, but I mean, you in a tough reality, so you gotta work your move. And I think ultimately it matters where that pick is. How high can my pick be? Not saying that we want Wemby, but it's just
yes, you do. You want
but that's a pipe dream.
Yeah,
it's like are you at 9? Are you at 11?
If they gave Luka Wemby, that was
no. So they either have 10 or top 4 or 11 or 12.
So anything in between goes to.
No. What I'm saying is that if you're gonna jump up, you can only jump up to top 4. You can't jump up one more.
So where are they at?
They're 10.
Oh, okay.
But they can fall if some of these teams.
If the Mavericks can get the 10th pick, I like it for them. Obviously, you saying they can fall back, right? So they can go back to 12.
Mm-hmm.
If they can get 10, I like it.
Like I'm gonna do a mock lottery right now.
I think that would be where it started. Yeah.
Mock lottery had them stay at 10.
So I'm going into the year. I'm knowing I have Luka Doncic. Boom. I hit the lottery right there. I'm still fucking pop locking because I got that.
Yep.
I know I have Josh Green. I have Jaden Hardy. I have guys who understand what we do here, but they probably can't be frontline battle people, my frontline soldiers.
Right.
Dwight Powell, I respect. I appreciate he's done his thing as a Maverick, but he can't be my front line.
Exactly.
He has to be a guy who might not play some games, and he might. But for him to be my starting guy, it's ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Maxi Kleber. Maxi Kleber can maybe start some games, but we probably like him coming off the bench. So I'm thinking I now have to get somebody who can work with Luka and also be a defender at 10.
That's tough. Because you had to remember that
it's also a rookie.
I was going to say this. It's hard to put that all on a rookie.
It's really hard to rebuild when you're also trying to compete. This is, I don't know.
They're in a weird. Trade Luka.
It's some rookies who be getting that shit done.
Mm-hmm.
I understand you don't want to put too much on them, but you're not winning the championship next year regardless.
Yeah.
Also, for the Mavericks too,
What if you get Jordan Hawkins from UConn?
I'm not really stuck on the fact that I
Plays
think
it out the ball.
Jason Kidd is their coach too.
Y'all
I
think
think-
Kid is on the hot seat?
Absolutely.
I
He's
th-
not coaching the team next season if they don't make the playoffs, which is what they're basically saying.
I was gonna say I feel like they would let him kind of get that restart to next season if it doesn't go wrong doesn't go right within the next 10, 15 games. They let his ass go.
Y'all know how this goes, man. You underperform, you fired. Simple as that. You underperform, you fired.
Yeah, especially if they trade everything. They trade for Kyrie Irving too. Yeah, that shit's. It's kind of like a recipe for them. to just
Damn,
blame
there's
the
some
coach.
guys, man, that can fall to the Mavericks at 10. That would be good, man.
Do we want to get into the bulk of the episode now?
Yes, let's get into the bulk of the
That's
episode.
funny.
Let's get to it. Before we get into the bulk of the episode, we have to give a shout out to our month-long sponsor, Sorare. Can I get a round of applause for Sorare? Sorare. Big shout out to Sorare. Sorare is our newest sponsor. It's a global fantasy sports game and marketplace. It's basically fantasy sports 2.0, and I know y'all love fantasy sports. You can play it in weekly competitions and win all kinds of prizes like NBA tickets and player cards. They've even created an official hoops head league for all y'all to play along, so make sure to check that out. Shout out to Sorare. And for today, we're going to do our own little segment, and it's going to be a player draft. This draft, like at last episode, is going to have some implications. You can only draft guys who wore single-digit numbers.
3 players.
And I feel like I got the advantage. Y'all want to do 3 players or 5?
Let's go 3.
Let's go 3.
Let's go 3.
I feel like I got the advantage because y'all always say, I don't even know what jersey number he wore.
That don't be me.
Okay.
So he had first pick last time?
Yeah.
You had first pick. We'll go up and down this way.
I'll go the youngest MVP ever, Derrick Rose.
I'll go one of the greatest players ever. LeBron James, number 6 in Miami.
Oh, shit. He did wear 6.
Yeah, no.
Benoit Benjamin.
Give me Allen Iverson.
It's KB, my bad.
No, you got
It's
2
back
picks,
on me?
right?
Yeah.
Give me T-Mac.
Tony Delk.
Ooh, you don't even know who Tony Delk is. What college you went to?
Tony Delk.
What college you went to?
Tony Delk.
What college did he go to?
Tony Delk.
Do you know?
No.
Do you know? He don't
Hell
even know
no.
who Tony Delk is. What position Tony Delk played?
Sound like a damn.
What
Sound like a
position
3.
did a 3?
Yeah.
What position Tony Delk
I
played?
don't know who that is.
What position did Tony Delk play?
Shooting guard.
Both of y'all wrong. Tony Delk, black, white,
That's a black name.
oh, okay. Did he have a fro or was he bald?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I just,
I'm taking number 8, Kobe.
I'm going Anthony Davis.
Your turn again. Your last pick.
Who else wore a single-digit number?
That's what I love to hear. That's what I love to hear.
Hold on. I have to.
Oh
look.
my
We got
gosh!
a
Come on, bro!
timer or
Come on, bro!
something.
Come on,
We
come
got a
on, bro!
timer,
Come on, bro!
bro.
We don't. Come on. You don't know people who wore single-digit numbers to this point when you
Russell
can't-
Westbrook.
Thank you. I did LeBron, Kobe. Give me Dwayne Wade.
Oh shit.
Greg Ostertag.
Give me
You
KG.
were double digits. That's 0.
Yeah, all of them are 00.
Give me Kevin Garnett.
All right, boom. Y'all let us know in the comments who picked the best trio of single-digit players. Let's get into the meats and potatoes of the episode, which is Mike.
We're gonna be doing since the last week of the season, basically, we're gonna be doing the best moments and worst moments of the year. Doing a little bit of reflecting.
Where's my notes? Oh.
I'll start it off too. The first thing that came,
guys, I'll start it off.
my favorite moment of the year is honestly, literally the game we went to, which was the Lakers-Clippers game. Out of all the games we went to, that was the best game. The vibes was immaculate. I feel like that had to be
Matt Ryan.
Oh my God, that's how long this season has been. But it's felt like it's been so quick. I forgot all about Matt Ryan, but I just like how that game felt. I felt like we was right there.
We
You know
were.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we seen LeBron interacting with the fans. We seen Russell Westbrook flying. We seen everything.
We sat right
You got to
behind
see
LeBron
Paul
family.
George. You
Yeah.
screaming at Paul George. It's like that.
And I know you was hearing me, PG.
That had to be my top favorite moment of the year, even though it was the beginning of it. But that's something like I just clearly remember almost everything that happened at that game.
All right, I'll go out for my next moment. It was Kyrie Irving requesting a trade.
Y'all transitions suck, bro.
I didn't have nothing else to say about that game.
Y'all transitions suck.
I really didn't. I'm sorry. But Kyrie Irving requesting a trade. For me, it was pretty much a domino effect. KD requested a trade. Now the whole league is on fire. Everybody hungry to now make trades. And we saw one of the craziest trade deadlines we've ever seen.
Darrick, that was on my list too, because I don't think we realize how rare a player of Kevin Durant's caliber gets traded in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
He's the best player to ever get traded at the deadline, ever.
Mhm. I had it on my list too, and I remember because nothing was going on that damn night, and it felt like it was kind of getting a little bit dry, and it had to be like midnight, and I just got the update, and I just know like I just had a bunch of adrenaline rushing, and I just know I fired
on
up
that
stream,
camera.
Same.
And was
fired up stream.
That's
and
why
I
I had
was
just
chilling,
moved
talking.
in. I think I made a video in my new place.
And what's even more crazy is that KD had no idea Kyrie requested a trade. Like he didn't know it was about to happen.
Mhm.
And so once he saw it, he was like, "Oh, I'm out too." Then
Yeah, I was more thinking about the Kevin Durant part. Because Kevin Durant getting traded to the Suns was like, boom, it just happened.
Mhm.
It wasn't, how sometimes a trader have been like, oh, there's conversations around
Yeah.
this,
Right.
and then it takes 6 hours. It was Kevin Durant is
I
traded
was
to the Suns.
literally laying down.
Bro,
in bed.
I was near ass naked in bed, and I get the
I might have
notification.
been too.
Suzanne
I
has
might
a
have
tweet,
been
bro.
laying there. I might have been in bed like ready to close my eyes, and all of a sudden there's like a battery.
I
just
literally-
I take the covers off. I gotta go to work. I gotta go to work. I gotta go to work. Like
throwing his clothes on, shirt all backwards.
oh God.
I remember being like, oh my gosh, because I had just uploaded something casual had happened that day, like Josh Hart or something, and I'm like, oh, but then I'm like, oh my gosh,
What a
that was
day.
one of my things too. Mine was just player movement because we had Kyrie, we had Kevin Durant, the trade deadline was active. We had hoped and we felt we deserved that because everything was dry.
Mm-hmm.
What's one of my other likes that I like? Second and third impression. And what I mean by that is all of us in here is guilty. The basketball community, we all are guilty of this instant gratification for these young players. You want to see like instant success. But I feel like Julius Randle, Lauri Markkanen to high degrees, to lesser degrees, Malik Monk, Isaiah Joe with the Thunder. There's players who may not have this instant success, but we're seeing a lot of guys be able to go different places and start to pick up their careers. And I think that's a very big thing because you look at guys and it's like if they ain't doing nothing in the first couple of years, people quickly write them off. And a lot of stuff is situational. Who's coaching you, the environment that you're in, who's prioritizing your play style and what you do and putting you in position to be the best version of yourself as a player. And I think we're seeing that a lot as the league continues to progress. Even more lesser degrees. Aaron Naismith wasn't doing anything with the Celtics and played a lot of
Starting power forward this
minutes
year.
for the Pacers. And I think when you look around the league, Romeo Langford with the Spurs, I think that's big. I think that's big because we got to be a lot more patient with how young the game is getting. And I think a lot of people are
Even James Wiseman with the
Who?
James Wiseman with the piss. I said James like
Marvin
James
Bagley.
Winston.
James
Marvin Bagley as well.
We even
Yeah.
saw Claxton have a resurgence of his season. He didn't change seasons, but he didn't change team.
He just had a big ass jump.
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
think
yeah.
nobody
Player
was seeing
development,
coming.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
This is player
offense
development.
It wasn't even the defense. It was.
I'm
the
talking about
offense.
I'm talking about guys who was at certain stops for years and
Yeah.
You said
nothing
Malik Monk?
happened.
Yeah, you said
I
Malik
Malik
Okay,
Monk.
good. Because make sure we put Malik Monk. He deserved it. He deserved
And I
it.
think that gives hopes to guys like James Bouknight.
Is it once a Laker, always a Laker?
For certain people, and he is one of them.
Not for Matt Ryan.
No.
Oh, okay. But he hit. All right.
But yeah,
Didn't he hit a game winner?
he did.
Oh, it's
To tie it up, and
tie
we
it up.
lost that game.
And they
Oh,
took
so
him
fuck him.
because
Yeah.
they took him out. He hit it and they took him out. Like, oh, fuck what you just did.
Where's
Josh
he, where's he playing
Okogie,
nowadays?
Timberwolves.
Okay.
Josh Okogie with the Suns.
That's a great
Yeah.
one. That's a
Like
great one.
guys are, sometimes you need a second chance or another shot. And I think we've seen that a lot in this particular year. And hopefully we can get to that. And hopefully these fans can start to see, like, chill on some of these players. Man, Keon Johnson had some moments with y'all.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He used to be the worst player in basketball. Now he's no longer.
See, like that type of shit.
That's always the goal, just
Like-
to not be the worst.
Now be the worst. You know who is the worst?
Who?
Let's stop calling people the worst basketball
Somebody got to
player.
be worse. Somebody has to be worse.
But let's stop doing that if they are young.
Yeah, you're right. The
Let's
worst
do
basketball
it.
player is Blake Wesley right now. according to the
You
advantage.
see what I'm saying? Like, he's young.
He's young.
He's
as hell.
literally
He's on a bad team.
literally young as
Motherfuckers is
hell.
trying to
All right,
lose.
so I'm gonna go look at that stat again, and we're gonna get rid of anybody that's in their first 3 years of their career.
Yes.
Is that fair?
Yes.
All right, let y'all keep talking while I go look it up.
But yeah, I just think that I love that, bro. I love that. 'cause
I love
bas-
seeing guys get a change of scenery. Sometimes it's just a breath of fresh
It's
air.
so needed.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to get
And I
away
think that's
from,
in every sport.
Yeah,
You know,
it's in life.
yeah.
That's everyday life.
hey, man, you a pastor now?
I'll be preaching.
'Cause I
Sometimes,
see.
baby.
I see.
No,
Sometimes you get
I
away
love
from a
that
certain
one.
job or something. Now you just feel like a new person. Your whole life getting better. You get out of
Certain friends.
Yeah, yes,
People hating on you on the low.
exactly. You
Plotting.
cut them out, and then
Just
your
because they
whole life-
clapping for you, that don't mean they happy for you.
Exactly. Sometimes the snakes are still in the grass, even though they right there. Snakes be in the grass.
You was trying to be philosophical as
forgot
hell.
I love that one piece, especially with the Larry Markkinen one too. I had him on my list for when he was named the All-Star starter. I just felt like that was one player. I just felt like all the happiness for him for everything that he's kind of had his ups and downs in the NBA. Because I was one of those people. I'm like, I really don't know what he's supposed to be doing because they had him running three. He's basically 7 foot, but wasn't like punishing people inside.
Set records for threes for a guy of his size at University of Arizona.
And now he was just dunking. He led the league. He's the player who had the most 3-point shots and most dunks. Like, that shit was crazy.
The first person with 200 and 100 in NBA history. I didn't have Larry Markkinen specifically, but I had how fun the Jazz were through the first month of the season.
Yeah.
Because anytime a team comes in expected to win 25 games and they have that by All-Star break, it's got to be a story. But the worst player in basketball outside of the young people,
I'm thirsty to hear this.
Garrett Temple.
Fitting. Because he's not even going to care. He's at the tail end of his career. He's a coach at this point.
Yeah.
He's a coach at this point. I would not be surprised if
All of
Garrett,
the people that aren't super young are old as shit. So you got him at 36 years old, then James Johnson at 35 years old, then Ish Smith at 34 years old, then Jeff Green at 36 years
This
old.
makes way more sense than Blake Wesley, who in 4 years is could look like an entire different human just from the nutrition and
I
strength
wish I could
and
go through
training.
the archives because there's some good people that would name worst player in the league.
Darius Garland.
Yes, he was one of them.
Darius Garland was one of them.
And I got on this podcast and I said,
Darius
y'all
Garland
are
was on
fucking bugging.
Yeah.
This dude is going to be the truth. Just give him some fucking time. Damn. He barely played his freshman year and y'all on his bumper.
Darius Garland was one of them.
I also came on here and defended Kevin Knox when they said that.
But Pierre, Kevin Knox is not in the top 20 for worst players in basketball.
Boom.
So, he's not even in the top 30. Where's Kevin Knox?
Boom.
Low key, he might not meet the minutes requirement.
Damn.
Hold on, I'm gonna put the minutes requirement at low.
Hey, if he ain't playing, you can't judge him, face says.
I was gonna say,
I'm going to tell you what my OG told me. You can run down there and F1, but we going to walk down there and F them all.
oh shit,
It's a gym and a bank in every hood. Get your weight up.
keep him coming.
Johnny Davis. Ain't played enough minutes, but yeah.
He had some cool layups though.
Yeah, it's really cool layups. Yeah, he did.
Did he start Sunday? It was a rumor he was going to start. It was Sunday.
I haven't watched the Wizards game in a month.
That's why I asked you. Because I damn sure
I could not tell.
No, I've seen some
I
glimpses.
just know I had a viral tweet with the Washington Wizards.
Yeah, the half off the Za.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And they didn't even delete the tweet.
Yeah, there's no reason to.
Why
It
would
was
they
an
delete
They got
ad.
it?
traction.
It was an ad too.
Oh.
Yeah. One of my
You
moments.
saw my shit under your tweet.
Yeah, it was doing numbers. And I seen like 7 people steal the same
Steal the
tweet. I'm
tweet.
like, bro, y'all
That is
gotta
crazy.
stop.
ridiculous.
I stole somebody's tweet before accidentally because you said it in a party, and as soon as I found out, I deleted it. That's lame. Stealing somebody's
What
whole
was
tweet.
that tweet? I don't remember, but it was funny though.
Yeah, what was
I think
that
Noah
tweet?
tweeted it.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, what the hell was it?
I
Now it's
forgot
gonna
even
make
what
me
time
mad.
of the season that was.
Mike's so petty too because he said, I'm like, I'm finna tweet that. I'm gonna steal that from you and tweet it. He ain't tell me that he synced it on Twitter.
Oh.
I thought he made it up and wasn't gonna tweet it.
Now it's gonna make me mad that I don't remember.
Yeah, it's not
oh
that
well.
far.
Oh, well.
One of my favorite moments was De'Aaron Fox versus the Orlando Magic.
I hate to interrupt you, but it just came to my mind,
Uh-huh.
and I have to do it before I forget again.
Yep, do your thing.
I want to give a shout out to my guy David Melton. Said he hasn't missed a show in 3 years.
That's the Anthony brother.
yes.
Okay.
He is sending me something that he was trying to send to you. So shout out to you too for not accepting it. He says he told me that I had said something about memorabilia or something on a podcast, and he was like, Hey, bro, just watched the pod. Saw you were trying to get some baseball memorabilia. Funny enough, I have a Trey Turner ball I was trying to send Kenny, but he left me on red.
I left him on. That's
if
cap.
you are a Trey fan, I can send that over,
That's
man.
cap.
No use for it for me. I really only collect Dodgers memorabilia. I said, man, what? Hell yeah, trade a man.
Damn, so Trey Turner left his team. He said, fuck him.
Yeah, he don't need it.
But that's cap. I don't leave anybody on red. I just didn't
Check
see
your
it.
shit then.
What is he saying on Instagram, on Twitter?
This is on Twitter. He said you left him on red.
My DMs are not open on Twitter. So he's
David Melton.
He's
somebody lying here.
Somebody lying.
We gonna figure it out.
Give me his at right now.
Here.
Okay, yeah. Let me.
Yeah, there you go. Do whatever you need to do.
Well, I need to open up a PO box too, though.
I just opened one up.
I need to open up a PO. D-Mills, you gonna open one up?
Sure.
They gonna
You
say
don't already send me anything.
That's
because you don't have a PO box. You don't have a PO box. I guarantee if in one of your videos you told them about the PO box or just even tweeted that shit out, people would be willing to send you shit.
He sent me this and he said he was a fan. I wanted to make sure I gave him that shout out.
Right.
Your phone heavy?
I got a back
He got
on.
that battery.
He's never DM'd me in his lifetime because my DMs are closed on Twitter. So you capping, Devin, but we still appreciate you being a
And
fan.
I also want to give a shout out to my guy Matt Giro. I hope I'm saying it right. Is that how you would say it?
Euro?
I would say it that
Euro?
way. Yeah.
It's his birthday. So shout out to him. He said happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Long time fan of you guys. Today's my 26th birthday, and it would be so badass to get a B-Day shout out from you guys on a pod to show my friends. So boom, boom, boom,
Welcome
boom,
to the
boom.
26th
Anytime
club,
I
baby.
can give somebody a shout out for 5 seconds and I can remember, I do it. So there y'all go. Put your phone down. Don't look for those shout outs that you forgot now.
I'm not.
I'm just messing with you.
De'Aaron Fox against the Orlando Magic.
Boom.
De'Aaron Fox in general in the clutch time has been ridiculous, but that game specifically against the Orlando Magic, OT, who threw the bad pass? Malik Monk had been hooping his ass off all game long. He threw a terrible pass, steal from Orlando Magic. Boom, they get a layup. It's a tie game. No timeouts. De'Aaron Fox with 5 seconds. He come down court and pour from the logo. Bang.
And what'd he say?
Win the
Fuck, I'm
game.
good or something.
I don't remember.
Oh.
I just remember that moment was ridiculous. And I mean, he's been ridiculous all season long. The Kings in general can be on the list.
Yeah,
He a great second option to have.
Literally the second thing on my list is the implement
I
of
just
the
like
beam
doing it.
at Sacramento.
I have
yes,
that, bro.
beam
Yes,
idea.
the beam is. I was saying shit. It feel like a lot of teams gonna have to start their own version of the beam.
Never mind.
No, say it. Say it.
Do you remember in the beginning of the season when they started this beam?
Say it was lame.
Mike
No,
didn't
I
even
didn't
know
know
what
he
the
didn't
hell
know
what it was.
I didn't even know what it was.
Oh.
It was a month into the year, and he didn't know the beam existed.
So Anwar came to your house. We all went.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing he said, because you have a TV on the wall, you have a TV right here, you have the 3 monitors. He said, "Damn, all this you still don't be watching basketball?"
I moved in like a month ago.
So that's when you started watching ball.
Well, that's when I had so many TVs. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't think that you didn't have no TVs in your crib.
I had a TV.
And you had
in
the
my
monitors.
room.
And you had the monitors.
I had 2 monitors.
Right. So that's like 3 screens.
That's more than enough room to watch
Right.
basketball.
And your
Oh my God.
phone.
Didn't know what the beam was.
You know what the beam was.
Because I said, like the
Nah,
beam.
you said
he
the Kings winning like
beam.
that. No,
Next
at
time-
first,
hey.
at first I thought he said bean. I'm like,
Yes,
the hell-
you said beam.
You know
Yeah.
what we're going to do?
what?
At the start of next season, we're going to put a jar beneath this table. If there is something significant,
That he don't watch ball.
not
jar.
anybody,
Yeah, for sure.
Darrick, you're included. That something significant happening, like something like the beam or damn, yeah, man, did you see the
He's
jersey?
so fucking funny. He's talking about everybody included. You too. Like put him out like that.
Motherfuckers gonna have to put some money in the jar.
And we
And
donated
I know
to
people
charity.
don't have cash on them, but we're gonna write it down, and
I
you
got
have to
cash
put
on me right
you're
now.
gonna have to put the money in the jar.
Matter
And
of
we
fact,
actually gonna hold Anwar accountable too. Anwar, you're gonna have to be in the loop.
I'm gonna put it.
You
in
ain't
care
going to
right now for
baseball
the future.
games. He go to baseball games and he want to mingle the whole time.
If you watch the NBA like you watched that Kalen Clark game, you damn near the 5th member for sure.
Yeah, you a trendy watcher. You want to watch when shit started to get trendy, and it's the cool thing to start doing. Motherfucker ain't said nothing about Kalen Clark all year. She in a Final Four. He talks so.
No, I've been watching her for a minute. Let's not do that. And that is not the direct.
Where's she from?
That is not.
Where's she from? See, you ain't even know she went to Proviso East.
I didn't know she went to Proviso East.
She didn't.
Okay, well,
That would have been crazy.
Exactly.
That's how you get my
As soon as he said proviso, I'm like, ain't no fucking way.
It would have been worse if I said I did know she was from.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
That's how I try to get people to act like they know.
I don't cap, bro. I'm not a liar. But that is not the exact quote that I said.
What happened?
You said that I said that there's no reason Mike shouldn't be watching ball.
Oh, you said something along the lines like, yeah, damn, I'm surprised y'all be on his ass.
No, he said, "In no way he not watching ball," or something like that.
I said, I don't know, KB. It looked like he might be watching
Yeah,
ball.
that's what they
That's
go
what I
verbatim right
said.
Right, you did say
So
that.
it had a
You
more
did say that.
positive connotation than what it was led on
You
to
know,
be.
at Through the Wire, we get on ass. We don't beat around the bush. Gotta get on ass.
like a what?
Diaper.
There you go.
I got some money for the jar, though. I got some money for the jar.
And then we donating the money to charity.
Yeah, I like that. That's fire. Who y'all think gonna contribute to the jar the most?
Mike.
You think so?
Mike.
I think
Well, how do we?
you might be
classify
surprised.
He don't watch ball.
We're gonna
moments?
figure it out
Okay.
at the time. We're gonna vote. We're gonna take him to trial.
Okay.
Okay, so if you say something like, "Do he know ball?" and if two motherfuckers say nope, then you put
We
that
gonna-
money in that jar.
We're gonna have to put that on a shirt.
Like
Do
if we
know
come in
ball?
here
Do he know
Yeah.
ball?
and we talking about Caitlin Clark and Darrick talking about he quiet. Darrick either gonna say something or he's just
Yeah.
gonna be quiet.
Yeah, you can tell when Darrick
Yeah.
ain't really.
He be quiet.
Look at him
He gonna be quiet.
smiling because he
But
know.
I admire that about Darrick because he won't talk about some shit he don't know.
Yeah, but at the same time, he will. I've seen Darrick.
Yeah.
You know, he came in here, and you know what happened yesterday at that game that you probably didn't know. He never got the app, even though in the car, me and you told him to do what? You see his jaw, his mouth is wide open. Y'all can't see because he literally told us he was having troubles, and we told him one of the things he would have to do, and he still didn't do it. And then we get to the game, and he wondered why he got to hold up the line and can't get inside the
Hey, the
ballpark.
line stopped moving. I'm like, bro, we was just like this shit was
It
just
was
flying.
moving. It was moving.
And I look in front of me because I'm thinking somebody's in front of D Mills that's causing the
It was
issue.
him.
I look at D Mills.
It's him.
It's him.
And me and Anwar I tried to wait, and I told Anwar, I'm like, bro, the game's already going. I can't wait. Mike is there with him, but I'm like, we literally told Darrick one of the solutions.
Wow.
He's going with the man. It's still one doing it, but I am firmly positive if you had did it the right way, you wouldn't have ran into that.
Yeah.
Because there's no way our entire group went in comfortably and smoothly. Kyron, who's never been to a game before, got in by
I never
himself.
been to a game. Yeah.
You know what's funny too? Like so,
Kyron beat us. Was funny.
He
We
found
talked
out-
all that shit about Kyron being late. And he was there
found out he
before
had to
all of us.
download the app,
They at the park though.
and then so you know how
True.
like they have the little thing you have to go past like to walk into the arena. He was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna download the app right here," and she's like, "Nope, you can't go past right here. You got to download it right here."
And that puts you in a tough spot too because it's harder to do that in the game
Yep.
versus when we was in the car. It would have been much easier and faster to
Better
download.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and my
or
text is
better
all moving all
connection.
slow. But yeah, man, I meant to tell you that when you first got in.
That's crazy. I didn't know. I showed you in the app. I literally was like, yeah, look, I got the app. It's right
He
here.
said,
Like,
hey, fuck what y'all saying. I don't need it. Y'all download the app just to have it. Like, he think I want SeatGeek to just sit on my phone.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
I used to have it on my phone too. I had
Code
deleted it.
Kenny though for $20 off.
It was like 30. It was like 30
Can
minutes.
you
It-
take off the
like he was
processing
there.
for
Like
your
he
stick?
wasn't inside. We was inside. It had been like 30 minutes had passed. You went
And
to the
that we had a
bathroom.
long drive.
Yeah.
Plenty of time to down. I don't know what downloading
Finding
it.
parking.
I don't know what download harm it would have done. I don't know what it would have done, but
He just got a bad history with downloading things into his phone.
So-
True.
He's a little bit more.
So
protective.
like
PTSD.
I said,
SeatGeek
yeah.
or Triple X videos.
Yeah.
Which you want? Which you want? They're two different things.
So like I said, I know Mike might be the favorite in terms of who gonna have the most contributed to that jar. I think we'd be surprised at the end of the year.
But I think D Mill's gonna do his thing once he gets his what? Once he gets his what?
What?
have I been waiting on? What have we all been waiting
Oh,
on?
his PC.
Oh, it's PC.
If he got his PC, I think by far he gonna watch his games.
Okay.
He watches games now, but it's one TV.
Yep.
It's the TV.
You've been saying that to PC.
And-
you get on the PC, you got two,
One thing that's
multiple
gonna
screens.
change your life is you ain't gonna have to be on Discord on your damn phone no more.
Oh,
So
no,
awesome.
that's sick.
Man, Dame's shot was crazy.
Nah, that's sick.
He just knocked that motherfucker down. Hold up.
Somebody
Yeah.
called him. He disconnected from the cord. and
Oh,
stuff.
that's
And you'll
bad.
be able to multitask. You won't be telling us about Blind Box or Blind Bird when there's 17 sport events going on. You'll be able to have Blind Bird on, and you have two
Caitlin
monitors.
Clark got 36 points, and this Darrick talking about, y'all should be watching Blind Bird. Because that's we like, bro, where's you at right now?
That wasn't that day.
No, it
But
wasn't.
that was funny though.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark, you know what it is?
Caitlin Clark, yes, went to Iowa. I watched the game.
What time?
Nah, I'm gonna definitely have to get on.
Nah,
that.
I just got him. So I'm gonna do some quick trivia with you.
Okay.
And this is how I know I can get him because I set you up. So now I can mess with his head. I'm gonna ask you 2 questions about Caitlin Clark, okay?
Okay.
You
Is
hungry?
Caitlin Clark known for being a duo, because they said it on the broadcast a bunch of times, duo sport athlete, scored the first to score 100 points in the NCAA game, or is her twin brother play for Iowa, or none of the above?
What was the first one? A dual sport?
Dual sport
She's
athlete.
a dual sport athlete. Do you know this other sport?
No.
So which one is it? A, B, C, or D? None of the above.
I'll go none of the above.
Bingo, you got it. Now the last one.
Good job.
Caitlin Clark, mixed.
No.
Just
Oh.
don't. Caitlin Clark to projected first overall pick,
Yes.
or did Caitlin Clark steal John Cena move? Which one is right?
You taking too
wait,
much time for this.
B?
Wait.
Well, C.
She's mixed.
C.
Which is what?
She stole John Cena's move?
Okay,
cool.
okay,
Okay,
yes.
He did take too
Because
long.
when he said the first round pick, he was like, "Yep." I thought he was about to pick.
Well, she can't get drafted this year. She has to wait till next year.
There you go. D-Mill's on his knowledge.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go, D-Mills.
What's some
Did you know
things?
the WNBA has a rule where you have to, the lottery is the last 2 years? Naran was telling me this. So you know how like the Houston Rockets are asked this year, so they have the most odds. You have to be asked for 2 years to win the lottery for this year.
Oh,
wow.
So,
Wow.
so the
it's like-
Warriors can't have no fluke year.
They can't. No, they wouldn't have been able to get James Wiseman. Kind of interesting approach to like get rid of tanking. I think.
Another thing I liked about this year is the different brands of basketball. I felt like we in a copycat league, and we got to a minute where everybody was playing small ball. I have loved the fact that we're getting back to power forwards and centers. You look at the Knicks with Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson. You look at the Cavaliers with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. You look at the Kings with Harrison Barnes. Nah, I guess that's still kind of small ballers. Draymond and Looney. There's a lot of teams that have a traditional front court. Aaron Gordon and Jokic with a power forward and a center versus like one center and 4 guards, or just 4 players just roaming around. And I like that, man. Some teams are still gonna play small, but we gotta, where everybody's not trying to play small. You know what I mean? We getting back to big basketball. Giannis and Brooke. So
Rudy Gobert and Cat.
right.
Some of them work better.
Yeah,
than
some
others.
of them work better than others.
super large. But yeah, I like the fact that mix it up a little bit, man. Mixing it up a little bit, getting different brands of basketball. That's one of the things that intrigue me to college basketball, is you get a lot of different styles, a lot of different ways of basketball, and I think seeing that get a little bit more implemented into the NBA is dope. And it's versus everybody trying to play one way, one style, one method.
And I love the fact that the Thunder's a team that don't have a center, but they're still one of the best defensive teams, which is so unique, and like you don't see that often. For you to be a good defensive team, usually you have to have a pretty solid center.
Somebody anchoring it.
Yeah, and they don't. I'll go with a dislike though, since we've done a
forgot
bunch
that
of
was a
likes.
thing.
Get negative.
Christian Wood and Mitchell Robinson being tweet likers. That was
Hey, I like that. I like that.
They
Okay,
both
Millie.
centers who feel like they deserve more and more opportunity, so they out there liking and tweeting shit. Such a weird dynamic to see.
At least Mitchell Robinson addressed it. Mitchell Robinson did address the last incident that he had, or last situation he was in, and he was saying he was stressed, got a lot going on. He took it out. He shouldn't have did that. Blah blah blah. At least he took it on.
That's a
Fair
good one
enough.
though, D-Mills, for
Yeah,
this.
it's a
Like,
real unique, good one.
My next dislike, I'm gonna go into, just because I feel like this year has been kind of just weird with the foul calls and everything like that. So I'm gonna kind of put it like dislike is just like the foul call and a little bit of the reffing, which is, it feels weird because I always be like, it's just in an NBA game, it's hard as hell to call the game. Like if the ref called every damn call, the game would be 8 hours long. But this year, it feels like the offensive player had just way too much advantage. Like, it don't matter if he was just walking the ball up the court and it was a slight bump, whistle. It felt like anything was just a whistle, versus also at some points it felt like the refs called so many calls, they stopped calling shit and they didn't call the obvious stuff. So I feel like they really need to find a balance, and I think that kind of just it just kind of comes over the years as they kind of, I guess, keep giving the advantages to the offensive player. Like players are gonna have to adjust, but I think the refs kind of do too as well.
I feel like refs, they kind of play like a weird game where they allow certain players to do things. Like some players are still allowed to hand check and like play physical with you. Some players aren't. And I think that's like where you have to find that fine line. I like hand checking. I think it's fun. It adds a different element. And it's like, it's not really a foul. We're going to touch each other. We're playing basketball. So like me, like touching you a little bit, it's not really like an issue to me personally.
Because, I mean, especially with the initiation of contact.
Yeah.
I feel like you can't, as a defender, especially if the offensive player is doing everything to initiate and start that contact, as a defender, you have to have that, like, the ability to protect, not protect yourself, but just, like, give that back, like, match that type of force. Like,
because offensive players are going to use your defense against you to draw a foul anyway. So you just have to be smart with what you're doing and use it to your advantage. Just like the offensive player.
Yeah, it
Both
does.
Players have to do something to counter what the other one's doing.
I think it does make the defense stand out when we see players like Jaden McDaniels or Drew Holiday, and they're guarding with the ability not to foul in this league. I think it kind of it does show that gap in defensive abilities.
Yeah, but I also hate when like Monty Williams one time when they played the Bucks, he was like, "Yeah, Devin Booker only shot 2 free throws, and he's being guarded by Drew Holiday, who's one of the more physical defenders in the league." I'm like, Drew Holiday does that consistently where he plays defense without fouling. Like, it's not like Drew Holiday's out there hacking people. Like, Drew Holiday's very good at playing great defense, but being physical without crossing the line of fouling.
Yeah, Monty Williams is very vocal about his team not shooting enough free throws.
But he plays with a team who isn't physical.
They're a
and
jump shooting team.
Yeah, and they don't get
attempt
the
the least amount of shots at the rim. That's where fouls are. I mean, I understand on the day-to-day basis, there's going to be a lot of missed calls because that's just what reffing is.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're getting hold more than others just by think about who's on their team. Devin Booker, Chris Paul,
and Aiden.
Those are not dudes that's getting in and bruising. And
now, luckily, they have Kevin Durant now, who is going to get to the free throw line a lot.
He's got that balance of all of the things. But
but Aiden and Chris Paul and Book aren't getting to the free throw line.
People were saying
even Mikal Bridges, when they had Mikal, he's not going to get to the free throw line.
People were saying with the same shit about the Lakers and like their huge discrepancy in free throws or whatever, but I mean, like from watching them basically all year long, they don't do shit but attack the paint.
They attack the paint, and they one of the best offensive rebounding teams of basketball.
Yeah, when you have Anthony Davis and
free
LeBron,
throws.
you're probably going to lead the league in free throw attempts.
Yeah, it's just going to happen. Now the gap
They
is
have
ridiculous.
No, don't get me wrong.
The
The one
gap
against the
is
Suns
crazy.
where Austin Reeves has,
That's crazy.
they shoot
Austin Reeves shot
15,
like
20
18
more free throws than the other team. Okay,
It's a part of the game, though. Sometimes that happens.
I always just
they
tell
had
people
like 50 free throws.
show me the
crazy.
plays.
Yeah.
Show me the plays that the refs fucked up. If you're saying that y'all got hold on fouls, show me the plays, and then we can have a conversation. But just looking at somebody say, "Oh, they shot 25 free throws and we shot 10," that don't do shit to me because more likely than not, they deserve to shoot 25 free throws.
Especially when you talk about you were going against Giannis. What do you think is going to happen? Whenever Giannis is going to court, there's going to be a huge free throw discrepancy. Giannis is going to shoot 18 plus, maybe shit.
18
more.
plus.
18 plus a game was crazy.
10 plus, 10 plus is
10 plus a game.
He leads the league in attempts per game.
Which
some of y'all,
picking up 20 points from the line a game is crazy.
some of them gonna complain regardless, because even if they call it both ways, then they're gonna say it's too many fouls and the game's so slow and it is. So it's whatever, man.
I'm team get rid of the refs completely.
Have
the
players
players
call
call
their
the
own
calls?
fouls?
Yeah,
They
call
just out
them
there
on.
just doing.
Hell no,
anything.
that game's gonna be 12 hours long
Do you
from
think so?
arguing.
Or do you think those people want the reputation of being the dude that calls their own fouls all the time? Like we go to the gym, be like, and we
I
play.
think some people are not
it's been
gonna
a year.
care. Some people is not gonna care. They gonna want to win the game.
I don't
I
know.
get it.
I
Chris
feel like
Paul is calling every one of his own fouls.
crybabies in the league,
Chris
man.
Paul is calling every
Is there
one of
gonna
his
be a
fouls.
foul where I'm trying to think about who's the biggest complainer? Is that Luka don't call?
No, he's gonna call everyone.
He's
Luka's
gonna call everyone. He's gonna shoot 50 free throws in a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, who else is a crybaby? That would
Joel Embiid calling all that shit. LeBron James shit. Hey, LeBron James might shoot the most free throws.
There's some guys that try to bait and they cry, but then there's also some guys that I think really get fouled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
I feel like the players also wouldn't fall for that baiting shit. They be like, "Nah, we not going for like the baiting
Shoot
shit."
for it.
Yeah, the
Have a
baiting
shoot
stuff.
for a moment in the NBA.
there's this thing in basketball where
Or
people
they can just
think
be respectful.
people
to your
think
time.
hacking
Like you
and
got
fouling-
last ball, we got it this time.
Like a possession arrow.
Yeah.
Stomach.
You were about to. P was about to explain the difference between hacking and fouling.
no, that's okay.
One of my dislikes is that Luka's not going to be in the playoffs this year. He's given us a playoff moment in every single one of his runs. Whether it be the looking at Devin Booker after Devin Booker said, I'm giving them the Luka special and beating them by 50, the game winner against the Clippers. He's always given us one thing per playoff run, and we're not going to have that this year.
And that just shows,
maybe.
Yeah.
More likely than not.
Shows you how bad that team is.
Should he
But
request a
He
trade?
got better talent out west.
Should he
Got a
request
lot
a
of talent
trade?
out west.
Nah, he shouldn't request a trade.
So what you want him to do?
Him, I would want him to be more engaged on the defensive side of the ball. I ain't asking him to be Drew Holiday, but I'm just saying don't get
be
back
a
on
cone.
defense.
Yeah.
Put your hand up for a contest.
Get back on defense helps a ton.
Yeah.
And not talking to the refs as often as he does. I think those go a long way.
Yeah.
Does that make them a playoff team? Probably not, but it would help.
Yeah. I feel like if your best player is being a plus defender, and it's going to help you.
And I'm not asking B plus because that's asking because he's got so much on his plate on the offensive side. I think because he's never been plus, and they've been a playoff team in the last 3 years. But it's like just not be one of the worst, and he's getting in that one of the worst territories right now.
I think it's even with defense like that too, especially when you're not. You like you said, you're doing so much on offense. I think it's more so like a timely thing, right? In the fourth quarter, I want to try my best to make sure that I'm putting my team at the best spot to win. So I think that's another like kind of just mature thing I think players go through too.
I can see that. Yeah. Time and situation for sure. Time and situation for sure. One thing that I disliked about this season, something about Jaylen Brown sits down with Stadium. I get why people try to break up duos. I don't want to read it. I don't want to read it if you're clearing anything up, Jaylen Brown. I wanted y'all to be divided.
I like what Stadium does though. When people are in town, because Stadium is based here. When people are in town to go against the Bulls, they get them into the studio.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
HOH, what are we doing?
Facts.
The injuries to the young players, though. Cade, Chet, LaMelo, Tyrese Halliburton missed time, especially when they was rocking and rolling. Devin Vassell, Zion,
Lonzo Ball,
Bro,
yeah.
Zion getting
this
hurt
is the last time I'm putting these twos on any of my lists.
Mike is aggressive today.
No, because I feel like first of all, I have Lonzo and Ben Simmons because I'm done with the hope, bro. I know it's been in the.
I have the Ben Simmons experience as one of my dislikes too.
Yeah, because honestly,
Lonzo shouldn't be grouped with Ben Simmons.
He shouldn't.
Lonzo
there's
wants
always
to play.
more so dislike because he's not gonna be able to play until literally the next season after.
It's out of his control. Ben Simmons had times where he could play and he didn't want to. So I can't group them together. But Lonzo shit is very unfortunate. I know Ben got real injuries as well, but Ben also had the times where he could play when he was
a
healthy.
mixture of both. It was
And
a mixture of
he
both for
didn't
Ben.
want to. Lonzo is only dealing with something that he can't control. So like I'm never gonna give up hope on a guy who's dealing with shit he can't control. It's an unfortunate thing, but I'm gonna be rooting for him and hoping that he can get it together because it's literally out of his control. Versus like Ben, yeah, he's got some injuries, but then there was times where he could have played and he didn't want to, and he's dealing with all the other shit. And I'm not dismissing this the mental health part of it for when that was it. But then there was also times this year where I thought he was past that and he could have played and didn't want to.
All that shit got to coexist with him because honestly, there's no way he could have good mental health if he's not doing what he's supposed to do on the court. Because for him and like the career and everything that kind of comes with being a basketball player, it's just he doesn't seem like he's gonna be like, oh, I'm okay with all the backlash because he's gonna get it regardless.
To have multiple moments this season where Kyrie said, "Shoot it, Ben."
Yeah, that's crazy.
Probably not the best.
I feel like
he also talked
better
shit.
play on the court
Before the season. He made people believe that he was coming back.
The
on
Ben 10 shit.
JJ's show made a lot of people think
Yes.
that Ben Simmons was coming back. and
I was
doing
happy
good.
as a Ben supporter. I was like, let's go. That's
I was
the
happy he got
mentality.
his message out.
Yeah.
And JJ was kind of pressing him at least, maybe not more than he should have probably pressed him a little bit more on some of the stuff. But he was genuinely asking, like, are you 100%? Are we going to see aggression? He even asked, are you going to shoot? And Ben was giving all the answers
You would want to hear?
you want to hear, but then turn it into actuality.
I mean, I feel like players enjoy talking to JJ Redick. So I think you're going to get their most authentic version when they're with him.
But can you argue that wasn't Ben Simmons' most authentic version? If he's saying, I'm about to hoop and I'm going to play my ass off, and he didn't do it once this year? What was Ben Simmons' season high?
18.
Maybe like 15.
Definitely more than 50. What is it? 17?
I see.
Definitely more than 15 and say 17.
I don't think he got a dub on the season at all.
No, I don't think so. Wait, no, Ben Simmons had a dub. He did have a dub. Now that I think about it,
He had
like
two
22.
20-point games.
Yeah.
Okay.
He had 22 against Memphis and then a 20-point game against Indiana.
22 against Memphis is good. That
What-
means he
what
was
was
going
the date
against
on that?
Jaren.
Both were in November. They were 5 days
Okay,
away
so
from each
now
other. So we
I-
probably thought, here come Ben.
I was thinking of Steven. I think Steven Adams.
Oh my
was
God!
also,
No!
he had to be the-
His top 4 points in a game came on November 11th, November 20th, November 23rd, and November 25th. He had 4 straight games. We put up 15 or more.
Oh, we probably did talk about him looking
We
back.
probably, oh snap! Here come Ben.
He's probably getting somebody was giving him some crazy ass that week.
Because
Because what happened?
I don't know.
Yeah, how you had that such a good week and then I don't know.
How many times did Ben Simmons foul out this year?
Foul out?
And for reference, I do want to say he only played 40 games.
I'm
He
gonna
fouled
say
out
7.
No,
8?
he fouled out double digits amount of time. He fouled out 14 times.
Found out 4 times.
4?
4.
Damn.
Oh.
He ended up with 5+ fouls 10 times, but only fouled out 4 times. How many times?
That must have been back to back. Didn't it feel like Ben Simmons was fouling out like
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was in the beginning of the season, right?
He fouled out October
That's where he was
19th
playing.
and then October 24th.
Oh, so
That's
they
a
really
good
say
point,
we.
though. That's a very good point, though. Yeah, what a season for Ben Simmons, bro. These 7, 6, and 6.
Oh, that says.
Which is like Draymond Green. But Draymond Green was a lot better this season.
It's kind of crazy how you could look at those stats and be like, yeah, Draymond Green could put up those stats and just be way better.
Yeah.
Ben, you gonna keep getting chances, brother. Come on. You're gonna keep getting chances. Some people gonna keep doing it, man.
He's still guaranteed after the season, he's still guaranteed $78 million.
Mm-hmm.
$78 million guaranteed. Don't got to worry about if it's coming or not. It is
It's coming. Them
That's
checks
why
still
I-
clear.
hey, that's why I
Checks
just
still
need
clear.
one. I just need one of them NBA contracts.
Like, you don't go to the gym.
I would if I had the opportunity
You think they got
to get that contract.
You don't.
but they had to put the work to even get the opportunity.
You didn't. You can't. You didn't even make a varsity team.
You're right. I wasn't in the gym.
Did you
enough.
try out for a varsity team?
I did.
Oh, damn. I didn't know you shot 0 for 1. I ain't make varsity. I ain't try out for varsity, so you can't tell me I ain't.
No, you ain't tried for a reason, but for read the writings on the wall as a sophomore.
I ain't try out, so I didn't. You can't say I didn't make it.
You good at math. You added that up.
Absolutely.
He said,
I'm never in a room I shouldn't be in.
He said, I'm sitting on the bench as a sophomore player, sophomore B.
I never am in a room that I shouldn't be in.
Did you try out for varsity?
Junior year, not senior.
Oh man, hey, my field goal percentage is
I don't
undefined.
remember D Mills.
Yours is accurate as mine.
No, you made it though.
Right.
But you have a 1 of 1 or 2 of 2, whatever. I have a 0-0.
Oh, I see what you said.
They have 0 of 1s.
Oh, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey man,
I don't even. What's that?
I enjoyed the ride.
Okay. You enjoyed those 3 days of excruciating pain just not to make it.
You know what's funny as hell too? So
Hey, when you ain't make it, did you tell? Coach said I got a spot if I wanted to. I'm on the team.
no, but so when we was doing basketball tryouts, this is around the time some shit happened at school. I had to get I had a couple detentions I had to serve or some shit, and then so I had went to.
Where's the story going? Because there's a couple different ways.
No. So I went to the office because they were trying to schedule me my detention.
I can't do this podcast. Somebody can't go home.
I was scheduling my detentions and I was trying to figure out the dates, and I was like, "No, I can't do that. I think I might have basketball practice that day." So I was scheduling my shit I was scheduling my shit far out.
You put yourself on the team.
Not on the team, but I
I bought
played-
some Nike ID shoes and shit.
I thought you was about to go the route of like,
Use
I
it.
didn't make it
Yes,
because I had
yes.
attention.
That's why I started crying.
No,
That's why I
I
started
ain't say
crying.
that, no.
What's your excuse? Why you ain't make
I
it?
do have an excuse.
I
though.
skipped the morning practice, the morning tryout.
Hell
I didn't
no.
go to it.
Hey, I can't lie though, Darrick. The reason I made sophomores is because I went to 1 summer league game. And coach is like, I like your offseason dedication. Well, I only went to 1, and John went to 0, and Mikey Miller went to 0. So that extra 1 got me on the team.
Yeah, we had a
And I
morning
scored
tryout,
5 points in
and
that
I didn't
game,
go
though.
to it because I didn't wake up. And then Turner, when I was at the, when I was at the
didn't wake
night,
up. You
when I was
did
at-
wake up. It's not on time.
Yeah, when I went to the night tryout after tryouts, Turner was like, "Yeah, you can't just miss a tryout and expect
Who
to
the
make
fuck
the
is
team."
Turner?
Wasn't it Tanner? Is it Tanner?
I think it is Tanner.
Is it Tanner or Turner? I don't remember.
It's,
His name.
it's damn show not Turner.
Who is Tanner?
That was the newer coach after
Were you not there? Was Pierre not there?
I played for a dude named Tanner Mitchell.
Pierre graduated
Tanner
after
Mitchell.
all summer.
Tanner Mitchell got fired my year.
Oh, so who was the coach after him? I forgot. I thought it was Tanner.
And
My bad.
none of us are gonna know. We didn't make the team.
Oh well, he had told me since I missed that morning tryout, you can't expect to make the team and go to the next.
Makes sense to me.
The last one.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Well, I missed the tryout before too and still made the team.
That's why Tanner Mitchell got fired.
No, not for Tanner Mitchell though. Not for Tanner Mitchell.
No, there's a lot of people that didn't even come to tryouts and made it, like at least the freshman year. Because if you
I mean, we had
Yeah, I
Joanne
think it
for
was my
his spots,
freshman or
too.
sophomore year.
yeah,
I think it was my
I
freshman.
mean
or
they
sophomore.
had 40 jerseys. They just wanted to give them out anyway.
I didn't have I didn't do the physical in time, and I pissed my mama off. You needed the
I don't
physical.
know
And I'm
how
like,
the hell
Ma,
you
I
do
need the
that.
physical. She like, when your tryout? I was like, tomorrow. She like,
Talking about,
oh.
I need some construction paper for my presentation tomorrow.
Yeah,
I
Ma,
didn't hit that.
Ma, can we go to Office Max for what? My
I did that
presentation.
shit
Oh,
a
where's your
couple
presentation?
A couple times.
Tomorrow morning. What was your excuse for not playing sophomore?
I did play sophomore.
Not like you should have.
Oh, I don't know.
You lazy. You a lazy person.
Lazy but talented.
That was what that shirt said.
That's
Yeah.
what the shirt said.
I didn't have an excuse for it. I mean, I felt like I should have played more. I felt like I showed enough to play more.
Okay.
So it's politics.
It ain't like you. The dudes playing over you was donating to the schools. Malik Gordon.
And I don't think Malik was much better than me.
it's sometimes not about that though.
He cared more. He was more dedicated. He woke up
How
on
many
time.
offensive rebounds did he get off his own missed free throw, Darrick?
Exactly.
That's
That's the type of stuff coaches care about.
And still to this day, you like that.
Hey, I would never get a missed rebound off a free throw.
And that's why you didn't
That's
start.
fucked up. You right there.
Or you saying you gonna make them all?
Yeah, no, I'm saying I'm
No,
not gonna
no.
miss
Malik was missing free throws and getting his own
rebound.
ball.
getting his own.
Yeah. No, I'm
He was
I'm not,
literally he was such a bad.
So
free
you're
throw
never
shooter. He
gonna
was
have
doing
that
shit
much
where you
heart.
throw it
He
off
He's doing it on
glass.
purpose.
So you
You
never
throw it
gonna
off glass.
you're never gonna have that much heart to go in there.
No, I would never be that athletic.
We
Do you
did
remember
testing
Malik
and
dunking
you.
in a game? Did he
Malik
ever
was,
dunk?
Malik was more athletic than me.
I don't remember him dunking, but
I
also
feel like I seen him dunk before.
Malik can't fuck with you, bro. Couldn't
Athletically,
then, couldn't now.
Maybe no. I'm thinking about Titanium. I see Titanium dunking.
Yeah, he
Oh,
dunked. He
yeah.
dunked.
Dunking
He
game.
dunked
Yeah, he
in a
dunked
in a junior varsity game we had. We
Oh, yeah.
stopped and said, "Hold up,
yeah,
coach,
well, yeah,
he should
dunked.
come on this motherfucker because none of these motherfuckers dunking. I'll throw him a lob tomorrow."
That's
He
one
was like,
thing
"What the
can't
hell?"
do
It
is
was
dunk.
early. It was early in
You
the
can
morning.
dunk the ball. I don't know about much else.
It was early in
Sometimes
the
that's all you
morning.
need
Yeah.
for the intimidation.
intimidation factor. Yeah.
Yeah, but Malik, I don't give a fuck how he wasn't
Factor.
that
He'd do
athletic.
that. He'd grab the ball. Ah,
Ah,
intimidation.
He
factor.
used to always do this where he would try to grab the ball and do this and then it would just fall out of bounds.
Yeah, intimidation factor. That's
I know he was giving you work in practice.
No.
Uh-oh.
I know he was.
No, he wasn't. I was giving them the work in practice.
I don't remember the.
They couldn't neither one of them could guard me.
Deep.
Just
bro.
because one thing about them, they both love to chase blocks, and I was able to throw some little
You had that
fakes.
finesse.
Yeah, and they would fall for it. all
I
the
know
time.
you ain't want no problems with Debo.
Debo was-
If you saying
Malik,
Malik was more athletic than you, so he gave you problems. You
He
ain't
did
wanna,
not give me problems. I was just saying that's why he played more.
Oh, okay. My fault.
That athletic shit didn't phase me in high school. I still knew how to play basketball.
Okay. Yeah.
One thing I knew how to do was
One of
box
your coaches
out.
told me you had 2 left feet. Is that true?
No,
Said your post moves ain't hit like they were supposed to because your foot would drag.
my foot would drag.
Yeah, you had 2 left feet.
Who said that?
Me, I just made it up.
Oh, I was like, what? I was never been told that.
No.
So
I've
if
always been told I've
if
had
we-
solid
if
foot
we went to-
models.
Said that.
If we went, Coach Livick, I hope you're doing well, man. I would
Me
love to
too.
know what he's doing. So if you ran into Malik Gordon and Debo today at the gym, you giving them boys work?
I think Debo low key do some
He does
shit.
security and shit.
Oh,
He used to at least. You giving them work?
Probably not now.
Oh,
No,
I don't think you would get them work back then either.
I
he can
disagree.
barely give me work.
Because you're saying no now. What makes you say no now?
Because I'm not the same player I was back then.
Wow, what gives you the thought that they are anything?
Yeah, I can get Malik is not at the gym.
Oh.
Your confidence in the
Malik not
door.
at the gym practicing. and
Yeah,
shit.
I don't. What makes you think that they just somewhere so crisp?
That's true. I should look at it in that aspect. But
Malik is doing some really cool art. I just went to his Facebook.
Malik
page.
called me on Facebook recently,
Really?
and I was like, "Don't do that. I'm not answering. Don't do that. If you ever see this,
I don't know
do
how
that.
the hell you expect somebody to pick up a Facebook call.
I'm
Unless
not
you literally
answering that.
talk to them on a regular basis.
Yeah, I haven't talked
Yeah.
to you in a minute. We cool, but don't.
He's got a huge death piece tattoo on his back.
I know he I have him on
Death Note.
Snapchat, so I
Holy
know
shit.
he be showing off his tattoos a lot.
Damn.
I don't even think he live out here. I think he live in like a whole nother state. Like
He was in L.A.
California,
Yeah. He had told me to link up whenever we were there.
About
Um,
former teammates.
Dennis Smith Jr. Plus on the season, man. He's basically out of the league for 2 years.
Oh, we still talking about basketball?
Yeah. He's out of the league for like 2 years.
That's a good pick.
Got a roll, and he should be back in the league next year. So that's fun.
That's a good pick. No, I was
And he ruined the Dallas Mavericks playoff hopes.
Yes, he did.
I
Yes, he
was
did.
I was happy to see him back. Like I said, I still got that memory too when he hit that 22nd three on the season, whatever.
And that was one of
That
those
was in
big
a big
threes against
game.
Dallas.
I
Yeah, that
remember
was against
seeing
Dallas.
him at Vegas. Wasn't that this
I told Dennis Smith Jr. I love him.
at Vegas, right? At the airport?
I
He was
think
at the
so,
airport,
yeah.
What the heck?
Because I was walking, but Dennis Smith Jr. he's like 6'1", 6'2", so he's not crazy tall.
I
He
seen
stands
him.
out.
I just kept going.
But like
Mike
I
came
walked
back
past
to
No,
him.
me.
I
I
don't. I'm not talking about you talking. What made you say you love him?
You didn't let me finish my
Oh,
story.
I'm sorry.
Like I
My
said,
fault,
I was walking and I seen him like super last minute, and like I made that eye contact with him, and like he kind of seen like my face lit up, so he kind of knew that like I knew who he was.
Y'all may have hooped against each other at exporters.
Yeah, and I just shook his hand. I was like, "Love you, bro." Like,
Whoa.
Yeah,
He
the story
started-
doesn't make it better, my guy.
Whoa.
it was in the moment type of thing.
Love
I
you,
still
bro.
never went to
What
somebody that I
college you
do
went?
not
What
know.
college you went to?
What college he
Oh,
went?
Love you, bro.
Love you, bro.
Love you, bro.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Love you, bro. Is crazy.
Love
for
you,
motherfucker.
bro,
I
and
ain't
you
ne-
don't
But
know what
listen, though,
college.
I
but
ain't
listen,
never heard
though.
you mention his name before.
Ever.
Listen,
Love
though.
you, bro.
Listen though.
Uh-huh.
I have to be a good luck charm though, because that has one. Bro, after that, he's had a comeback season.
So
He's
you're
had a comeback.
So anybody
season.
you say love you to is having good year.
It's only one way to find out. You're gonna have to do it more often.
Love you.
Love
no,
you to a motherfucker
that you don't love is crazy.
got love for you is a lot
When he was
different than
doing
love you.
bad, couldn't get a contract. You ain't say shit.
I was singing the shit out that J. Cole. That what he say?
oh my God.
Dennis Smith Jr.
Pray for
Stay
my
solid, my
Cowboys,
nigga.
they
Yeah,
fucked
I was singing the shit out there.
Okay. Maybe you do love him.
Yeah,
You don't love him if you don't know what college you went to.
that's on the tip of my tongue.
You didn't have a guess.
What color did they wear? If it's on the tip of your tongue, I mean you could probably see him in it or something. Where's the jar at the he don't watch ball jar? We need a dollar.
Don't watch ball and don't watch college ball.
Ball is ball, motherfucker. That's what I'm saying. Y'all motherfuckers.
I didn't watch a single second of him in college. I know
Y'all
what college he went to.
motherfuckers.
What college?
I'm not saying it.
A
That's,
lot-
you don't have to
right.
You act like you gonna say it and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's where he went to.
A lot of y'all love the NBA. Y'all don't love ball, man. Ball ain't life for y'all.
Yeah,
Ball is
Ball is life.
I like high level ball.
ball ain't life for y'all.
Ball is life stopped when I ain't make that varsity team.
I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell.
Well,
You got more in the gym.
Yeah,
after,
you put.
after missing that.
You're
I
one
had
of
more
those
time. I
people.
went in school.
It's like
shit.
you, Danaeus, y'all put in. Y'all chased hoop dreams when it was too late. I've never seen that before. Motherfucker said, "Now I'm going to go in the gym and work on my left." At
I
20.
didn't start playing basketball till I was a freshman.
Right, so you had a nice amount of time to put work in and say, "Hey."
You
I'ma
think
dedicate myself.
Joel Embiid didn't start playing basketball? He was 15.
I'm also not 7 foot.
Yeah, I ain't
True.
comparing you to Joel Embiid.
True.
But I just thought
I'm
that
sure
that
that
was.
story's for some guard out there in the league history. You know,
There's a lot of late
It's a lot of
bloomers.
late bloomers. Yeah,
There's a lot of late bloomers. It's not a lot of bloomers who start hooping seriously at 21 though. That is
I
mind.
know a few. I know a
That is
few.
mind blowing. Who? Name them.
No, I'm not.
Oh, then you don't know a few.
I'm
You
not-
don't know a few. I named shit. We ain't saying nothing about nobody negatively. I'm just saying.
Nah, I don't be. I ain't part of that snitching crew.
Oh,
I
Starting
don't be
hooping at
saying no
20
names.
and then making it to the league.
I don't know that person. I don't know that
That would
person.
be
That's
wild.
why some people got Pablo Prigioni dreams.
I don't know.
He was playing overseas.
Yeah, he had been a professional already. Don't know ball. Jar. Jar. He thought.
Come on now, you
that's
you
3
just
times
had,
today.
He thought he entered the draft at 38.
the nigga had his rookie year at 35 years
his
old.
rookie NBA year.
Yeah, his rookie NBA year.
How did he get to the NBA? What
Came
year did he
from
get drafted?
overseas.
What year he get drafted?
What year he get drafted?
What
He
pick
35 years
was he a
old.
first round pick or a second round pick?
Oh no, he had to be a second round pick. I don't even know how old. I was trying to do the math. I don't know how old he is now.
Get your mans, bro.
It's a good episode for Mike. It's a very vocal episode.
It is.
I like it.
I was trying to say something. What was I trying to say?
Oh, you was trying to.
He said,
It was the hacking and fouling.
oh, yeah, hacking the foul.
Y'all want to do one more like?
Sure, you go ahead.
No, I want to hear dislike. How many likes you got? It was 3 and 3.
Oh.
Shit.
I'll go with dislike.
Thank you.
Ime Udoka adding drama to the Boston Celtics. That was one of my dislikes. Even though they kind of bounced back from it, but it was still like a whole cloud over that whole situation.
You forgive him?
I mean,
I don't know.
I thought about
He
some
might be
of
coaching
the
your team next
situations.
season.
I was like, he gonna be back. He gonna be back
He'll
in
be
the
back.
league. It's just that.
Everybody was pushing false stories and shit. It was just crazy time to be around.
Yeah, I think that was the worst part about it.
Yeah.
How they put that someone that works for the team into these allegations and stuff, and she's getting harassed, her family's
Right.
getting harassed. That wasn't cool.
Yeah.
Another quick dislike I had is just All-Star break did not feel the same. It just felt like it was one of the lower ones. Like it just wasn't as good.
If you had to rank the ones we've been to, is that dead last? I think it's dead last.
It's dead
for me.
last.
I can't
Oh,
lie.
for
It's
sure.
dead last.
It's dead last.
I think Chicago will be one
No.
just because
I
the
think-
All-Star
I think-
game was actually very good.
Okay.
I was going based off the All-Star
Oh,
game.
Yeah.
My bad.
I'm sorry.
Not
No,
the
no,
actual-
you're right.
Yeah.
Is that what you were going off of, Mike?
I was just going off of feel.
Like
The
having
whole
fun?
experience.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
honestly, besides it's like we didn't like the live shows. I think were the best thing and doing like the content. But other than that, like that weekend wasn't crazy.
I gotta
exciting for me.
I gotta fight with you.
Who?
I gotta fight with you. You.
Why? What's up?
How do you expect to have fun if you don't do shit?
Man,
Yeah,
I was
but
waiting for that.
At Adidas party invites and shit, you didn't want to go to because you're out of nowhere, your stomach started hurting.
I was waiting for that.
What did you do to put yourself in any position?
So,
Cleveland was
even
more
if I
drier
did,
than
even if
Utah.
I did go to that shit wouldn't have put shit over the edge. What did y'all do that
So
was
what was-
crazy?
That shit was fun.
It
Getting
was
out,
fun.
doing shit. That's like, what do you mean? Why was yesterday fun? Because we just went to a baseball game. It ain't nothing crazy happened at the game. We fucking lost, but it was still fun.
Yeah.
You just did something.
I do regret
that-
not going to that Adidas game.
That shit
Adidas
wouldn't have
party.
turned. That shit wouldn't have turned the table for me.
I don't know. I feel like I missed
being
out on
in
something.
your hotel room in Utah versus being outside of it, for me, is always going to be better.
I think what made Utah bad is that we didn't have tickets to the festivities. That
Yeah.
shit sucked.
No, yeah. Since that it was the first time we couldn't like get
Mm.
into anything, that was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Mike in Cleveland. Mike couldn't get his phone to work in Cleveland.
Mm.
Oh,
I had a
yeah,
better
his
time
phone
without
was
my
broke.
phone than in Utah.
Cleveland was cool because we
RDC.
did some
There was
shit that we've
people.
never
Yeah, there was
done.
also
Yeah,
people
yeah.
there.
You know, clubbing with the rest of the creators was dope. The creator league or the showdown thing.
I
was
can't wait
fun.
to see how this tour go. I want to see if Mike gonna get out or is he gonna do what KB do.
Mm.
Nah, he gonna be in a hotel like I am.
Okay.
Them tour days probably for them only gonna be like a day or two.
Which
Probably,
one?
I would
yeah.
assume they're only gonna be like a day or two.
Oh, it's
Versus
gonna be
like more days we're out there.
Oh, it's gonna be all the fuck I want it to be. For me personally, if we go to Miami and I'm having a blast, the shit gonna be a lot longer than 2 days. I tell you that. You feel me? You feel me? We
Look.
go somewhere and I want to be that longer.
I love that laugh he was just
That
doing.
shit.
Look.
I feel you.
Look.
That motherfucker sound mischievous.
Look, I'm trying to tell you, I ain't doing no mic stuff. I'll tell you that. My phone definitely gonna be working when I'm in Miami.
Y'all just got to make sure y'all
At least
stay
it
with
was
him.
Cleveland.
But one thing I will give Mike credit for, because we piling up on Mike. He did come out that one time. He tried
He did.
that one time. He tried. You tried. Lucas actually came.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you made the attempt.
That was
So
a vibe.
I give
No,
you
it was
pounds for that. I
a
give you
decent
pounds
little
for that.
vibe.
That shit
It could be
was-
air pound.
That shit was dry though when we went to that shit.
That was dry. You definitely had to make something
I
out
mean,
of nothing.
you had fun. You almost crashed.
I enjoyed the Post Malone concert.
Yeah, that's
That was
those
fun.
are
That
always
was fun.
Those are always fun.
That was fun.
That'd be one thing about also those places is not even those places, like just you could tell about the vibes is like the music going on. Once
Yeah.
it's that consistent music that keep you going, I feel like that's the spot to be.
The
But that
DJs
shit was
before the
kinda like
concert
on and
sometimes
off.
be a little mid.
But let's
Yeah.
do what KB said. Let's rank them. What's number one?
North Carolina's number one.
By far.
Yeah.
That's why when you said Chicago, it kind of threw me off.
My bad. I was more so looking at the actual game.
From the games to the vibes to the city, everything
The
about
box,
that one
we sat in the
was,
D.
Yeah.
was,
Mhm.
was right.
Y'all accommodations.
Yeah,
Y'all was in
everything.
that.
Airbnb.
Yeah, I was in the B&B.
I want to say Cleveland was 2
Cleveland was 2 for me.
I can't argue that.
Yeah,
because we was outside.
Yeah. Cleveland was 2 for me.
we was
We was
outside.
outside.
And
It was
I low
cold.
key like I rock with that hotel they had us in.
Oh, yeah,
it
the
was
hotel was
it
good. The hotel was
vintage,
nice.
But it was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
some shit
The
to do
only
in there.
negative about Cleveland is the after when we had to get home.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That
I
was the tough
actually
part.
appreciated that one being hungover.
That was cool.
3 is where it gets tough. because I understand Chicago was here, it was home, had a good game, but it also forced us to sit our asses in a hotel a lot more than we usually do.
It was a lot colder than any
A lot
other.
colder.
Yeah.
We all had our girlfriends.
The best thing about Chicago too, though, is just once the shit was over, we got to just drive right
Yeah.
home,
Yeah,
drive right home.
Yeah.
That's a plus. That's a big plus.
Um,
Wait, so we ranking Chicago versus Utah. Those are the last two?
I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Personally, I would put Chicago over, but again, I didn't do any activities in
We
Utah.
didn't go to a concert in Chicago, right?
No,
Uh-uh.
we didn't do
Yeah.
anything.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Utah. We barely seen the team.
Yeah, we
I
went to the
barely
game.
remember
Yeah.
seeing anybody.
We stayed in the hotel, went to the game.
That's
That was
crazy.
it.
Yeah, no, that's right.
8
I
Heralds.
was also on TV for the first time that
So-
weekend,
yeah,
so
you
that was fun.
It's crazy to hear that from me outside looking in. I didn't go to Chicago, and then I didn't go to the North Carolina one. But the Chicago also, again, for me, the game was dope, but also like the city of Chicago was lit. And then the sneakers. For me, I feel like those stood out more than any of the other ones. The Joe Fresh Goods New Balances came out. The
Did you get
Off-White
'em?
5s came out. I did not get it.
Did you get the Off-White 5s when they dropped at that
When
time?
they dropped, no. I didn't.
So that would have been a bad weekend for you.
It wasn't though, just because the city was on. I don't know. I just feel like when people go get sneakers, they going to New York, they going to LA, and it was like now like we got all these stores opening up on Magma. I feel like the Chicago All-Star Weekend put some momentum there because now we getting like a lot of like we just got that stadium goods, like we just got a Supreme.
We supposed to have those things though. We the third out of the group.
But we don't, and I feel like that Chicago All-Star
we
Weekend.
do have that shit. We just ain't have that legit. But we got all the shit that they got. We have the Louis. We got our set. We got our shit. We just didn't have. We was last at the party on that, and we got it now though.
We got it now though, and I feel like that All-Star Weekend was so fire that the world got to see the potential for Chicago to be popping.
I don't know.
and
I
those-
disagree, man. I think Chicago
we
is
didn't
known
get a
as one of
Supreme.
the
We
things-
should have been had a Supreme. We should already have. There's 3 Kiths in New York, 2 Kiths in New York.
But I mean, look at the people who found them. He's a New York guy,
Right.
So he's going to prioritize New York.
Absolutely.
It ain't like Joe Fresh Goods made his shit and moved it to New York. You
I completely
going
agree.
with shit that started in New York, so they're going to do
But
that.
we got our own versions of. We got our own guys that could hang
Like
in.
who?
You know what I'm saying? Joe Fresh Goods,
He got his shit
Kanye, Don C.
Don C is in Chicago. He's here.
I'm just talking about the
Shout out to Don
storefront.
C,
Shout out to Don C.
Shout out to Don C. Shout out to Don C. That's
Shout out
that's
to
the
Don
boy.
C.
You know what I'm saying? Virgil was where Rockford was he?
Yeah.
Illinois boy for sure.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And we just don't have those flagship stores, those like experience, like you know what I'm saying?
I think you underrated our city.
I think that the world underrates our city, and that after All-Star Weekend, they started to put a little bit more respect on our name.
I mean, if you
I'm
tying all of that to it, sure. But the reality is,
why we just got a Supreme like 6 months ago. We just got a
why nobody who you give a fuck about Supreme?
no, but I'm just saying like when you go to these like fashion dominant, culture dominant cities like L.A. or you can go on Melrose in L.A. You can go to
Well, I'll give you two things.
yeah.
L.A. is a lot warmer and it's on the coast.
Yes.
New York is a lot bigger and it's on the coast.
Yes. And then that third city is
It's
us.
Chicago,
And
but
we should. I know
people
we're
are
not
gonna
on the
prioritize-
coast.
Unless you're from Chicago, I would assume that you're going to prioritize. Who is creating a brand and thinking the first place they want to put it is Chicago, unless they were born in Chicago?
I know,
Who
but
created Supreme? Probably somebody from New York.
absolutely.
If I had to guess.
If I had to guess, yes.
It don't blow my mind. And then once he get his shit popping, the first place he's gonna want to go is where? To the other side of the coast, LA.
But then when is it our turn? Is what I'm saying.
Now we have it.
I just feel like they was late. I just feel like it was like it felt like about damn time.
I just don't, if you don't want to put your shit in Chicago, then I don't really give a fuck about it unless you're Chicago. I don't wear Supreme, so I don't really care.
I don't really wear
Supreme
either.
I don't really care to have it here. I
Yeah.
don't. I
Not in
care to
my
have.
city.
I care to have the stadium goods though, and I care to have Joe Fresh Goods. RSVP Gallery. That's the shit that needs to be here.
Yes.
Kith is cool. If they don't want to have it in Chicago, I'm not losing no sleep over it. That's cool. You don't have to have it here.
They shit
But-
too expensive for me anyway.
They shit is expensive, but it's fine. As long as our people who make they shit here have they flagship here, that's all we need. Because those people who started those shits, that's where they're from.
I look, I agree. And Drake says, and y'all gonna get annoyed with me, but he said something about like, you know
Daily
what? I
Drake
have
quote.
a ton of respect for people that get love in their city where they come from. It's cool, you get love all around the world, but when you one of the ones out of your city and you get love in your city, like it's just a different type of you know what I'm saying? It's a level of respect that people just have. So I agree with you. Like to have Chicago's very own repping RSVP Calorie, different things like that. I love it, but
For a while, Juggernaut was some shit.
Yeah,
It ain't, you know what I mean?
We're not
leaders.
a fashion capital of the world, but I feel like we could. Like I feel like a lot of culture comes out of Chicago, but we just don't get recognized in the ways that I would like us to.
I mean, from a fashion standpoint, I don't know, whatever,
Yeah.
kinda. But I think you can always have more, but you know, people know drill started here. We open up the floodgates for drill.
I'm just saying,
Anybody who argues that is delusional.
It's delusional.
And but people that know, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
The slang,
Yeah.
op, all of that
Come
shit,
on.
like
Merch.
the best food.
Yep.
And that we got.
Preach.
Not really worried about. So I that's why I have a reverse mindset. I don't need Kif to be here.
I feel like
I fuck with Kif, but I don't need it to be here.
I feel like we know all that, but I feel like the world be acting like Chicago is an afterthought. It's the feeling that I have. I feel like we're afterthought.
Well, we are number 3.
Even though we're leading the
we are number 3.
But from a culture standpoint, I feel like we led a lot of big waves. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like we get our just due.
All right.
I mean, you can always want more, but to me, that's just greedy at that point. What you want people to just to fall down because you're
Absolutely
from Chicago?
not.
Right.
I know, but New York is New York. I'm not finna play
There's a lot of places that got some shit that don't nobody talk about.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of glad it's like that because I feel that pride when we talking about cities. I'm
Same.
like, Chicago is that place.
Yes.
Like, y'all
Hands
don't know
down.
what y'all talking about. We got the best
down.
food.
Yeah.
Hands down. And
Some of the
come
best
to this
sports.
motherfucker because of Chicago, not because it has a kith. I don't give a fuck about it having a kith.
Absolutely.
Don't come here because you want to shop. Come in this motherfucker because this is where it's at.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We got everything that any other place got. This ain't this is a real place where you gotta when people. So when I see people here, I know they here because they know this ain't Vegas where it's like you try to have fun, so we just gonna dip off in your city. No, people who come to Chicago, they come for a reason. So it's like they really respect and value and understand the beauty of the city versus like I feel like people going in and out of Vegas because it's just a hot spot.
Oh, for
People
sure.
go in and out of Miami because it's a hot spot, not because they it's really something going on. You know what I mean? People don't go to Miami because they want to go to the hoods of Florida.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. I feel like Florida they starting to come up with some shit now, and I don't think they just do. You know what I'm saying? They coming, they adding to the culture right now.
Yeah.
And they doing their thing, and I don't think a lot of people talk about Florida. They do their thing with the football shit. They do their thing with rap. It's bigger than just Kodak now. You know what I mean? They got floodgates coming out of Florida, and I don't think so. When I hear you complaining about shit for Chicago, it's like we get talked about. It's a lot of places that get slept on. When you talk about the South in general, just started getting their love and anything culture wise, and they've been running.
They've been running for a minute.
Andre 3000 on the stage saying, "Damn, y'all ain't got no love for the South."
3K.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think about them. Chicago is always historically known as the 3rd largest city, and we get shit. So if we don't got our shit, is there a kith in Atlanta? Will there ever be a kith in Atlanta?
They got some. They actually have some nice stuff in Atlanta that we.
I'm
don't
just saying
have.
though, they get. I feel
I'm
like
on my like you know what I'm saying.
Spot. But did they start out there?
No, they DC, I believe.
Okay.
And they got some stuff in Atlanta.
I feel like they're a place that gets not a lot of love.
Yeah.
If you're talking about people that's adding to the culture and not getting they just do in all aspects, they are a forgotten thing. Places like that. Could Chicago get more love? You always can get more love. But I think there's some real forgotten. DC may be a place.
Yeah.
With the go-go. Music wise,
I'm gonna say I think that now people. I'm just telling you, Chicago in 3 years from now is gonna have that type of. Oh, they got like.
I will hope that's the hope.
It's gonna be really built
Even
out.
from 3 years from now, you're gonna have that same thought process because you should progress.
But what I'm saying is,
Chicago now versus 3 years ago is way more.
I think we've been popping from advancing culture and pushing it, and it's people coming out of Chicago doing it. But I don't think worldly it's been like, oh, whoa, Chicago's popping. Let's invest into them by putting our, you know what I'm saying? Do I need it to be a Kith? Yes, Kith is a New York thing and everything like that. But I think it's a signal to the world that, oh, this place is popping, so let's invest. When I was doing tours at universities, someone would always be in my ear like, what's your major and what are you in? And listen for the construction. Wherever you hear construction, that's where their college or university cares a lot. So I went to U of I. You know what they was doing? They was banging on that football stadium. And you know where else they was always drilling into their engineering quad. That English building is very old at the University of Illinois. But that engineering is popping. And that new football stadium is popping. And it's like wherever they're investing, that's where their interest, their mindset, the conversations
I think our city has that.
And
like I be hearing some cities saying they open up their first Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
that's
crazy. Now that's crazy.
We don't
some
deal with
cities
that
they be
type of
talking
shit.
about Domino or Papa John's is our best pizza.
Yeah,
Oh,
that'd be
Lord.
crazy to me when I hear that.
You're comparing us to New York and LA. But if you take those out of there and you take Chicago and compare it to all of these other places, people will look at you like, boy, you lucky as hell. We don't have none of that.
That Chicago accent right there too.
Hell yeah.
You lucky as hell.
Boy, you lucky as hell.
Like for real.
Oh, bro. No
Go,
play.
take your Chicago ass to Orlando and say, man, they gonna be like, is this motherfucker serious?
Yeah.
Take your shit to fucking Philadelphia.
No, that's real.
And people from Philly be vouching hard as hell for Philly.
Oh, they do.
Yes. Take your shit to
do.
fucking, I don't know. There's so many places that I know are probably like, man, we got our shit popping. They don't have one person
1,000%.
that signifies shit.
It's just crazy to me that we just got around to. We just got a stadium goods. We just got a, you know what I'm saying? And I just felt like the world should have been investing in us, particularly in those cultural sneaker culture.
Yeah.
Like, should have been investing in us. We've been popping for a long. We should have been had people wanting to put their stores in our city, but
what
they
I'm telling
sleep.
you is we did have that. We just didn't have those literal stores you're saying. Whenever you have something as big as Gucci, Louis, Prada, all of that shit, that is bigger than all that shit you talking about. That round two is shit cool because we into shoes. They not fucking with a Louis Vuitton.
Right.
They're not we have a Versace store.
I hear you on that. I
They're
hear
not
you
fucking with
on
none
that.
of that.
I hear
There
you
is
on
not
that.
a lot of places that has those legitimate
I hear you on that.
flagships. Next time you go buy a Gucci product or something like that, look up the locations.
Yeah.
Them shits is in like Miami. It's like you could count on your hands damn near. They don't have that type of shit just sitting around in Iowa. No disrespect to Iowa.
Yeah.
It probably ain't a Louis in Kansas.
Yeah.
They probably got a store that can get some of the product. You know, like you have like a Saks Fifth, or you might have a high-end Macy's that got a couple of the bags. But when you have a legitimate, this is a Louis Vuitton store that you can walk in and get all of the shit. We got this shit sitting around. We got one right now that's probably
It's
up the street.
one in
damn
Oak
near.
Brook. You can go right up to Oak Brook and get in one.
We just got the shit just here, just sitting around. It ain't even like it's one spot. We got multiples.
Yeah.
Shit, y'all ain't got it. I'm going downtown 25 minutes.
We do got one in
Downtown
Oak Brook.
neighborhood,
Shout
all
out,
that.
shout out
Yeah, you
Vladimir.
feel me?
Be helping me out at the LV in Oak Brook. But nah, yeah, for sure. You're right. I'm hearing you.
Because I see what both of y'all are saying. Because I understand. Because it's more so like he's saying the fashion sense. And it's not even like it's a specific fashion too.
Right, that's my part.
Which I could say I can understand it because, like you said, when you talk about Chicago, I don't think immediately about fashion senses, especially like more so.
I think more deep
streetwear,
culture.
higher fashion. I think it more so like businesses. You really hit on when he was like, when people come to Chicago, motherfuckers got their briefcases. They go in the meeting. They got shit they supposed to do. It's not really a vacation spot.
Music we input on.
You said Chicago's
Yes, we
not
do.
a vacation spot?
I don't really think it's
is.
a crazy
Ye-
vacation.
It's
I
one
think,
of
it's I think it's number 2, right?
It's
Summertime
one of the
Shy.
highest tourist spots.
Summertime Shy.
Yeah.
Music, food, street shit.
Yeah.
None of us are street guys,
Right.
but a lot of street shit,
Yep.
like in LA, started in Chicago.
Yep.
If we
Keef.
get down to it,
Yep.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm
Not
talking
even-
shit way
yeah,
before
yeah,
Chief
not-
Keef. I'm
yeah.
talking four corner hustlers,
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, you
shit,
doing that?
deep
Okay.
shit.
Yeah.
It's
Which started
it's
here in
historical
Chicago.
here. Yep.
The Black Panther Party.
Yep.
That's deep culture shit.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
Fred Hampton.
Yep.
Al Capone.
Like
Yeah.
that's deep cultural shit. Fuck, with all due respect,
Yeah.
a shoe store.
Yeah, no.
Al Capone, Fred Hampton. You know what I'm saying?
1,000%.
Deep rooted shit. The Black Panther Party.
1,000%.
We deep dish pizza. That shit
I'm
is
not.
a phenomenon.
I'm not gonna disagree with you on none of that.
That's a
1,000%.
phenomenon. Kanye West himself is a Chicago
Yeah.
dude. Don C, Chicago. Virgil, Chicago.
Chance to rap.
Thank y'all so much for listening to this episode.
Yeah. He just fucked up my shit, man. Throw him in there with them names. Lakeshore Drive.
Yeah. No, 1,000%. The World's Fair was here. It's so much.
Yeah. Navy Pier.
Navy Pier. All of these are historical
Shit
buildings.
that we take for granted. The Bean.
Maybe
we don't
can
think of
you
the
meet
Bean.
me by the bean? Drake?
The Drake shit, yeah. Well, that's more of what's my boy name?
Giveon.
Giveon.
Yeah, that was
that's
more
more.
Giveon
That's-
that
But,
came in on that. But
we take shit for granted because
Absolutely.
it's our city. The Bean, how many
absolutely.
we had to do the Mobile One shoot. They want to go to the Bean. We like, oh my gosh, the Bean. But we went there and it's all these people there.
You just
Right.
see
It's like-
hundreds of people at the bean every day in
Right.
the summers.
people
because
get
it's just
proposed at the Bean.
You know what I
Like it's
mean?
like one of them type of.
But we don't care about it.
Yeah.
It's just nothing.
Yeah.
When I don't really appreciate the food aspect until we go to a different city. You go to Utah and it's like, oh my god,
Yes.
take me back home.
Yes.
I went on Twitter like, oh, I'm just finna go get me a pizza puff. They like, what's that?
Wow.
We take the shit so for granted. We don't even realize this
I
shit
had a-
don't exist in other places.
Bro,
Yeah.
when we was in Utah, I had a piece of fried chicken, and I had never tasted no fried chicken like that. And I
When
was
we were in
like,
Utah, I
man,
had tweeted, I was like, damn, it's crazy. It's not a Starbucks near the hotel. And I was like, I'm not used to that. Like, there's
it's
Starbucks
crazy.
everywhere.
That's crazy.
Crazy. I have an uncle who lives in Memphis. When he used to come down,
Mhm.
he used to have to buy like Italian beef shit and freeze it and take it with him because they don't have Italian beefs.
Crazy.
damn.
Yeah, I
Right
think-
up in
yeah.
Memphis. Like that's not like
Yeah,
it ain't
that's
like a
crazy.
little place. Like Memphis is a whole. They don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, would you want more shoe stores? Probably personally for you because you're a shoe head. But in the grand scheme of things, it's like
Absolutely. When you talking bigger picture like that, I'm not gonna disagree. A big Al Capone fan. So like
now I'm asking you if you started something, you started a brand. He said I'm not a big Al Capone fan.
no. I said I did projects about him in school and
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
So I'm very like.
Have
yeah.
you ever seen what the fuck is the movie called? Slipping my mind. I haven't seen it in a long time. But if you started a brand,
Yeah.
you started here in Chicago. Where's the
Yes.
next place you're taking it?
Well, I'm a different kind of dude. I really value the overseas, so I'm taking it to London. You know what I'm saying?
Is
Personally.
that realistic?
Uh,
Do people start their shit and don't even go to the other 50 states? Then they just go overseas.
I would be strategic about how I built the brand to, get those type.
Realistically, Anwar, if you
You might be
started
sending
your
your-
shit here,
You might be setting yourself up for
for
failure.
Nah, for they mess with
Usually
me.
different.
They mess with me in the UK.
Usually, before you open some shit overseas, you want it to at least be known.
Like in LA.
You want it
New
to be
York.
locally,
Yeah,
nationally,
yeah,
and then what? Ain't it globally?
yeah.
Yeah.
You trying to skip a whole step. Motherfucker in Chicago know your shit, but not the motherfucking
London.
Like I would do a campaign and then I have like a UK drill, you know what I'm saying, song on the campaign or something, or I put them in like black trackies and stuff like that.
Fuck the question.
To
Fuck the
tap
question.
into
Fuck
that
the
culture.
question.
You feel me?
Fuck you're not gonna give me a realistic answer. So fuck. We can close out the episode. It says how long?
2 hours, 18 minutes.
2 hours, 18 minutes. Another 2-hour episode. Shout out to y'all. We love y'all. Next episode is the awards.
Yep.
Next episode is the awards. We will see y'all then. We gone. Peace.